Let's go Falcons! Hey yo, batter up, let the ball begin. Solano Falcons, bound to show you how you win. Cause this is our year, man, forget the past. We take it over right now with our pitching staff. Yo, it's game time, so let the games begin. Solano on the field and we gain in a win. Hey yo, it's game time, don't you hear the people chant? Cause this is our house, make way for the champ, it's game time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Billy and Louise Yarbo Stadium. I'm Sawad Balazi, alongside my broadcast partner, Brian Nelson. We have a fantastic game today between the Contra Costa Comets and your Solano Falcons. So, Brian, can you tell me what we expect to see today?
Yeah, well, Solano has picked up 2 wins in this series already, having 2 wins 2 weeks ago. But because of the rain situation, they're playing the last game today to make up for it. And they're coming off, Solano is a 2-1 series win over Yuba, so they'll look for the series sweep against Contra Costa. But for the Comets, they'll look to have their speed game really be a factor, with Justin Summers, London Penland, and Jared Jackson all being 3 of the top 5 stolen base leaders in Bay Valley Conference. But for the Falcons, they will look to the arm of Nate Gutierrez, who has an amazing 26 strikeouts and only 15 innings pitched, to try and combat the Comet offense.
Exactly, and you also have the lineup for the Comets.
That I do. So leading off will be the second baseman, Justin Summers. London Penland, the shortstop, will be batting second. And at the third spot will be the third baseman, Jared Jackson. Batting cleanup is Michael Jamison, the center fielder. Batting fifth, the DH, Max Burdox. In right field, Andrew Gaskin will be batting sixth. Catching, Tyler Winston will be batting 7th. Tyler Brown will be playing first and be batting 8th. And rounding out the lineup will be Wesley Galloway, the left fielder. And on the mound for the Comets will be Lorenzo Peterson.
All right, thank you, Brian. And here's the lineup for your Solano Falcons.
Aaron Corral, shortstop, Capistrano Valley Christian.
Roberto Diaz, second base, Jesse Bethel High School.
Nathan Gutierrez, DH, the American Canyon High School.
Jared Denning, catcher, American Canyon High School.
Kyle Krebs, right field, Carson High School.
Bryce Prablinski, first base, Liberty High School.
Cody Gregory, left field, El Camino High School.
Nick Dodson, third base, Justin Siena High School.
Isaiah Verrett, center field, Armio High School.
Nathan Gutierrez, pitcher, the American Canyon High School.
Welcome back, everyone. Like I mentioned earlier, we have a great game today, and it's a beautiful day to play some baseball.
Absolutely. Not too windy of conditions here at Bill and Louise Yarborough Stadium. Should be good for some offense, but starting pitcher Nate Gutierrez will try to make that not a factor for the Comets, as he comes in with a 0-2 record, 1 save on the year, only 15 innings pitched with a 6.60 ERA, but the stat line that really is telling is the 26 strikeouts and only 15 innings pitched.
Yeah, 26 strikeouts and 9 walks, too. So that's a really great ratio, as Justin Summers now is stepping up to the plate to face off against Nate Gutierrez.
Yeah, but the ratio that is concerning is that there are 9 walks in 15 innings. That's a little bit high. So if he can control his fastball, his stuff here, he should be good.
No, exactly. Like you said, he just has to get control and his command early in the game, as that first pitch misses for a ball. Summers takes that for another ball, so quick 2-0 count.
Summers on the year is batting .337 with a .446 on-base percentage, leading the team in both categories.
The pitch. That is called a strike, so 2-1 the count to Summers.
He is also tied for the lead with his teammate Jared Jackson in stolen bases. I mentioned that in the top of the broadcast, so speed a factor here.
A bit high, 3-1 the count. Yeah, like you said, it's going to be the speed game that's going to try to kill the Falcons if you're the Comets.
And luckily for the Falcons, you have Jared Denning behind the plate catching Nate Gutierrez.
Healthy swing evens up the count, 3-2 now.
And we've seen several times this year, Jared's one of the best defensive catchers that the Bay Valley has to offer. Very quick out of the crouch there with throwing runners out.
The 3-2 pitch. Swung on and hit into left field. Gregory is charging, and it is off the bottom of the wall. Verrett actually has the ball now as Summers rounds second, hits to third for a triple.
Yeah, that one was stung off the bat of Summers. Hit high, like mid off the wall there in left center field. No chance for either outfielder to get it, but Verrett played it well. But the speed of Summers there on display, getting third easily.
Yeah, like we said, like you said earlier, the speed is going to be the deciding factor for the Comets and for the Falcons. And just like that, he's on third base.
Yeah, and that is the second triple on the year for Justin Summers.
Penland now stepping up to the plate with runner in scoring position, batting with no gloves today.
Yeah, and Penland is the team leader in RBIs with 12. He is the lone Comet with a home run on the season.
Fouled off. Evens up the count 1-1.
He's batting .247 on the year with a .291 on base percentage. With the primary players for the Comets, only Summers was batting over .300, so offense has been a struggle this year for the Comets. So it's a good sign for them to have Justin Summers lead off the game with a triple.
The pitch, swing and a miss, 1-2 the count.
But luckily for Gutierrez, this is a strikeout situation with a runner at third, nobody out, and we talk about his strikeout stuff, so more than capable here with a 1-2 count and firm control of this at-bat.
Yeah, let's see if he gets the 27 strikeout as he fouls that off, staying alive at the plate.
Yeah, Penland did a good job of just getting a piece of that one, but Nate Gutierrez has an electric fastball. You could tell just by the speed at which it was fouled off the bat.
All right, the 1-2 pitch in the dirt, 2-2 the count. Yeah, and he's left-handed too, so he has kind of the advantage to hide the balls late until he actually releases the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely, and the Comets will most likely try to stack this lineup with a lot of right-handed hitters to try to get a better view.
That ball is hit past Nick Dodson, so Summers will score on that single, and London will be safe at first with an RBI.
And there, the Falcon defense, Dawson was playing in on the grass at third, trying to cut off a sharply hit grounder, but Penland just able to squeak it past him over there at third for the first run of the game.
Yeah, Dawson laid out on that, but like you said, just went right past him. Now, Jared Jackson, third baseman, stepping up to the plate with Penland at first. No outs here in the top of the first inning. First pitch called strike.
And Penland is tied for fourth in the Bay Valley Conference with 9 stolen bases. And Jared Jackson at the plate has 11 himself. He's tied with his teammate Summers. So be careful on the base paths.
Fouled off. And yeah, looking at first base right now, you can see Penland. He has a really healthy lead. And I feel like maybe that could be a mistake because, like I said, Gutierrez is left-handed, so he has advantage to seeing him.
Absolutely. It's going to be important for Penland to try to find something in Gutierrez's delivery that tells him he's going home and he's not trying to pick him off.
The pitch up the middle, off Roberto Diaz. Corral has it, throws to first, and not in time.
Yeah, so a fortunate bounce there as it ricocheted off of the body of Diaz, but right to the second base bag, so it's easy for Corral to corral that one over at second base. But because it was a slow little dribbler off of the body of Diaz, not enough time for Corral to throw out the very speedy Jackson over at first.
Michael Jameson now stepping up to the plate. And yeah, like you said, it did hit off Roberto. Nothing that he could do, but thankfully Corral was there, and the ball took him there.
And a good sign, if he gets another ground ball like that, it's a double play.
And the runner goes, and the pitch is high. So Jackson will be safe at second with a stolen base.
Actually, I think he got him. No? Yeah, I think they called him out.
Okay, well, disregard what I just said. I just saw the ball go high, and I looked down for a quick second. Okay, he's out.
Yeah, but because of the quick delivery, as I mentioned earlier with Denning, he gets the ball there so quickly that even if it is a little high, there's enough time for Diaz to slap the tag on him. And we'll look at the replay of the last stolen base in a second after Jameson looks at that pitch for a strike. And if we could look at that one more time from our production side with Robert Quintero running the production board. This 1-1 count.
Called strike. 1-2 the count.
And we'll look at Jared's throw. High, but it looked like he tagged him on the helmet. So good call there from the second base ump.
Looked like an uncomfortable play for Roberto Diaz.
Oh, absolutely.
But he got it. The 1-2 count. Called strike, got him looking. So Jameson is retired on that, and the Falcons will be right back in the bottom of the first inning.
Aaron Corral, thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Hi, this is Roberto Diaz, and thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Nathan Gutierrez. Thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Welcome back, everyone, here in the bottom of the first inning. Contra Costa leads the Falcons 1-0.
So we talked about before the game how this is a makeup game from a previous series. Obviously, these teams will have to play 3 more games this week. So this is going to be the second start on the year for Lorenzo Peterson, not one of their typical starters. I'll give you his stat line in a second. So he has 11 appearances, 16 in the 3rd innings pitched. He has a 15.43 ERA, 28 hits allowed with 27 walks, so control is an issue.
Pitch a little high to Corral, 2-0 the count.
Right on cue with some control issues. That missed very high and tight to Corral. And he only has 6 strikeouts in 16 in the 3rd innings pitched.
Yeah, like you said, his control is going to be the biggest key for him to at least start off the game.
And the one thing, too, with erratic pitchers is it's very hard to set the strike zone early because the umpire sort of becomes expectant for you to miss the zone. So those close pitches that you might want to get, you don't get them because you're so wild.
That pitch misses for ball 4, so Corral will take his base with a walk.
So just like that, he evens his walk total with his hits allowed total.
Next up to bat.
Now Roberto Diaz is now stepping up to the plate with Corral at first base.
Roberto
Yeah, it's always good to establish the relationship with the umpire early in the game. But like you said, if you don't have that control or that command, the umpire is going to be more used to that kind of pitches. So it's not good if you're that kind of a pitcher. Pitch to first. Corral slides back safely.
And so this is a new spot than we've seen from Roberto Diaz playing second base today instead of shortstop. Corral and Diaz just swapping positions. This is a position we saw him play last year as a freshman, so not new to the position.
Takes that pitch high, so 5 straight balls. Also, he's hitting second, and he used to hit second earlier in the season, but then dropped to the 9th position and has been on fire. So Solano just trying to shake it up a little bit.
Yeah, he cooled off a little bit towards the end of non-conference play and the beginning of conference play. So I think him shaking up the lineup again may be to, again, boost up the morale of Diaz. And when you're hitting in front of Gutierrez and Denning, 2 such potent power hitters, you get those fastballs that Diaz really liked when he was in the 9-hole, but you also get them in this position as well in the 2-hole with 2 power hitters right behind you that you don't want to face.
Exactly, and that's what Solano was doing with Corral, too. When he came back from the injury, he just wasn't really hitting him like himself. He wasn't really playing like himself, kind of making errors as well. But Solano giving him the opportunity to continue to play, and he's proven himself, and that's why he's getting the start at shortstop, and that's why he's leading off. The 2-0 pitch, high again to Roberto Diaz.
And if you're Roberto, you got to be taking 6 pitches, 6 balls. There's no reason for you to think that Peterson's going to be in the strike zone.
The 3-0 count. High again to Diaz. So he'll go to first with a walk, and Corral will head over to second.
So early mound visit from Coach Gwynn over at Contra Costa with 2 4-pitch walks. Definitely not the start that you want to see from the Comets.
Yeah, we also saw the infield talk to him a little bit too when Diaz was at bat. So technically 2 mound visits. So if we're doing it like the majors and we're doing 6, they're down to 4 now.
Yeah. Well, luckily at this level, they don't have a limit to the number of visits. So Nate Gutierrez will be at bat. He is the Bay Valley Conference leader with 5 home runs. He also has 13 RBIs with a .289 batting average and a .366 on-base percentage. And, of course, he's also pitching today.
When you have numbers like that and also you're a great pitcher, you kind of have to hit for yourself.
Yeah.
Up next to the plate.
A little Shohei Ohtani action.
Number 11.
Did you see his first start of the season yesterday?
Yeah, just the
amazing
3 earned runs on that 3-run home run from Chapman. But other than that, pretty good. From a 23-year-old, too.
Never played in the States ever, so.
Yeah, that was definitely a great pickup by the Angels. If they can build off of Ohtani and Trout,
yeah.
That's definitely 2 key pieces. But, man, the Angels haven't built around Trout before. So
I hate talking about it because it makes me sad. Gutierrez now steps up to the plate. The first pitch is high again. I'm going to go on a limb and say the next pitch might be a ball.
Yeah, that's a high likelihood. I think so, Odd.
The 1-0 pitch. Called strike. So obviously he heard me and was offended.
Yeah, or the good old-fashioned broadcaster's jinx.
The 1-0 pitch. Peterson steps off as he was looking at Corral at second, but no one was there to make the catch.
Yeah,
as he threw.
I like that move from Peterson just to throw off the timing of the base runners.
Here's the pitch. High.
The last thing you want to do is get predictable, and every time you settle, you go to home plate. Just even a simple step off will let the runner know that you're paying attention to them, and they can't get a huge jump off of you.
The 2-1 pitch. Smacked to Summer. He throws to second, throws to first, and a double play as Roberto Diaz and Nate Gutierrez are retired. However, Corral does advance to third.
Yeah, just a tailor-made double play there with Gutierrez topping over that ball. So 2 outs. It's going to be up to Jared Denning to try to drive home this run and get this game to a tie ball game.
Yeah, 2 outs, runner on third. Even if the bases were empty, you still don't want Jared Denning up at the plate, especially if you haven't had that control or that command yet.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say that about Gutierrez, Denning, Krebs. You could say about anybody, but specifically right now, it's going to be the guy, Jared Denning.
Yeah, because he is batting 4th in the Bay Valley Conference with a .361 batting average. He also has drawn 27 walks, which leads the team. So expect him to be very disciplined here. And expect Peterson not to give him much to hit.
That pitch misses, so 2-0 the count. Yeah, I love that stat. Like, of course, he's 4th in the Bay Valley Conference in batting average, but his walks just amaze me. I love a guy that can hit, obviously, but know that he can take pitches, too, and get on base. Kind of like a Joey Votto.
Yeah.
I love players like that. That ball hits Denning right in the back, so he'll get his free base with a hit by a pitch. I feel like in that situation, it's just if you're Lorenzo Peterson, you're not hurt on that.
No, yeah. Because that's essentially what he was doing. He was pitching around Denning with 2 open bases, the Falcons' most dangerous hitter at the plate. He was going to be very careful anyway, so you just set him on with 1 less pitch that you have to throw with that 2-0 hit by pitch.
Yeah, and the scouting report was definitely on Denning, whereas just be careful. So if he's on base with a walk or hit by a pitch like what happened, it's all good. So
And
Kyle Krebs now stepping up to the plate.
probably one of the hottest hitters in conference play for the Falcons. He now has a batting average over 300, batting .303 with 1 home run and 13 runs driven in.
The pitch to Krebs. Called strike.
And one thing he's been doing really well is using the right field, going that opposite field approach has been very good for Krebs. And with Jared Denning being held on at first base, there's a lot bigger hole now over on the right side of the infield with that first baseman holding on Jared Denning.
The 0-1 pitch. Inside. Looked like it could have hit him, but moved out just in time.
Yeah, and Krebs obviously isn't going to go opposite field once that far inside. Almost wore that one. If the bases are loaded, Bryce Pripolinski is on deck.
And I don't want to hear anyone say just wear it. Okay, pitches hurt. 1-1 count. Softly thrown to first base to Brown as Denning trots back safely.
Just a little one-hopper.
Yeah, I feel like as a right-hand pitcher, it is harder to throw to first because you have to do like that little turnaround thingy. So that was funny. High, 2-1 the count. It baffles me when some left-hand pitchers, John Lester, can't throw to first because you're right. You're facing first base, Brian.
Yeah, it's just the yips at that point where it's just something mentally. There's a mental block.
Denning at first. Ball goes opposite field, like Brian said, but foul.
And I got to tell you, if I was facing a pitcher this erratic, I'd be so frustrated because I would not be expecting him to be in the strike zone. So how can you possibly be patient enough to be ready? I know I couldn't. So
that's a great way of looking at it. 'Cause some people are like, if he's so erratic, why don't you just, it's going to be easier? But it's really not that easy. The 2-2 count misses, so a full count to Kyle Krebs. So good job to work it back into his way.
Yeah, and one stat that shows Krebs' discipline in 89 at bats, he only has 9 strikeouts. So very disciplined hitter at the plate.
Krebs calls time.
When you have almost a 1 to 10 strikeout to at-bat ratio, that's a pretty disciplined hitter.
Yes. The 3-2 pitch by Peterson. Smack that ball up the middle into center field. Jameson is under it as Denning heads to third safely. So a great piece of hitting from Kyle Krebs to advance Denning from first to third.
Yeah, and Corral scores. So we are all tied up now, 1-1 with runners at the corner. So a 2-out magic hit from Kyle Krebs. Thinking, like I said, discipline right back up the middle. This is a great approach to have with 2 strikes. You don't want to go too eager and start pulling the ball over, and that way you top balls over to the shortstop and the third base side.
Yeah.
So just thinking right back up the middle, put a good swing on it to tie this ball game up.
Bryce Problinski now stepping up to the plate with runners on the corner, 2 outs here. And like my partner mentioned, it's tied up here 1-1 in the bottom of the first inning.
Problinski hitting .292 on the year with a .400 on-base percentage. And that move is banned in the majors, but still alive and well in community college baseball. A little fake to third.
I miss that
first.
play. I miss it. The pitch to Problinski. Drives that foul. Jackson makes the play. So we'll start over here.
And Problinski really has gotten a lot of reps over at third base as non-conference play kind of dwindled down and as conference play started. But here getting the start at first base with Gutierrez out on the mound.
1-0 pitch. Called strike. So maybe it was that kind of hitting from Krebs for Peterson to get his mojo back, kind of get frustrated at himself because they were on via the walk.
Yeah, that was the first hit given up by Peterson.
Ball in the dirt, blocked by Winston.
Yeah, clear overthrow from Peterson as he just held on to that ball a little too long as it bounced into his catcher, Tyler Winston. It's important for Winston to block every ball here with a runner at third and 2 outs. You don't want to give up a run for free here.
Yeah, and the pressure is definitely on him. Like you said, you don't want to have a ball go past you and then Denning score. And we're not really talking about it, but it must be frustrating, too, for a catcher, too, to catch an erratic kind of pitcher. You might be throwing down a fastball inside. It might be high in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're definitely on your toes a lot if you're the catcher.
The 2-2 pitch. Problinski smacks that ball opposite field. Foul.
Yeah, great idea. Just a little bit too much slice and was just a tad late on that ball. But if he had gotten that in fair territory, he would have been running a long way. Krebs most likely scoring from first.
Yeah, Krebs has speed too.
Yeah, Krebs has, I would say, functional speed. He's not he's not going to blow you away with a foot races. But yeah, exactly. You don't want to slack on Krebs.
Who's faster, Denning or Krebs?
I might say Denning.
I would say Denning too. Ball in the dirt, so Bryce Problinski, works the count back to full.
All right, who's faster? Krebs, Denning, or our own Anthony Williams, who likes to challenge people to races.
Oh, my God. Anthony thinks he's faster than everyone. He thinks he's faster than R.J. Johnson.
Yeah, we still need to get that race to happen, by the way, Anthony.
It's not going to happen. He's going to fall like 5 seconds in. The 3-2 pitch. Krebs goes. That ball is smacked to Penland. And an easy throw, to Brown to retire Problinski. So not that big of a damage for the Falcons, but they do end up tying it. So we'll be right back in the top of the second inning.
Welcome to the Sports Update on the Solano College Sports Network. I'm Stephen Babb. As Major League Baseball starts the 2018 season, teams are optimistic with playoff hopes and World Series aspirations. The 2 local teams and their fans can add one more thing to their list of goals. During the traditional last spring training warm-up between the San Francisco Giants and the Oakland Athletics, the 2 organizations, along with NBC Sports, announced a new trophy called the Bridge, which will go to the winner of the regular season series between the 2 clubs. The Giants and A's will play 2 3-game sets, one before the All-Star break and again right after to start the second half of the season. The idea of the Bridge Trophy came from NBC Sports insider Brody Brazil. The trophy will be made out of reclaimed steel from the old eastern span of the Bay Bridge that connected San Francisco and Oakland. So with playoffs, pennants, and the World Series trophy, the San Francisco Giants and Oakland A's will have something else to play for this season, the Bridge Trophy and the Battle of the Bay bragging rights. That will do it for this sports update. For the Solano College Sports Network, I'm Stephen Babb.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Here in the top of the second inning, we're tied up here 1-1 as Burdox steps up to the plate.
Burdox on the year is only batting 163 in 49 at-bats. He has 8 hits, none of them for extra bases, 7 RBIs, 5 walks drawn, 6 strikeouts. But another guy that's pretty respectable on the base paths, as that one missed 2-0, with 6 stolen bases. So
when he does get on base, he makes his presence known.
And I think it's just up and down a philosophy of Contra Costa, because there's Michael Jamison, who struck out to end the last inning. He has 5 as well. And Dylan Winston, who's not in the starting lineup, he has 5 stolen bases as well. So that's 6 players with over 5 stolen bases each. That's definitely a great number.
So a quick 3-0 count to Burdox. I like that philosophy, though, because speed does kill. When you get on base and you have that threat, you're going to throw everybody off defensively or just a pitcher. So if it works for Contra Costa, then it works.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you don't have a lot of power numbers, only 1 home run from the entire team, you need to score some way. And by putting pressure on the base paths, that is definitely a way to put some numbers up on the scoreboard.
Burdox pops that up into right field, but Diaz calls off Krebs and makes the out for the first out.
The benefits of being a former center fielder, the pop-ups aren't as big of a deal.
Listen, I'm convinced that Roberto Diaz, no matter where you put him, he can play that position. Because last season, we saw him on the mound. We saw him in center field. We're seeing him at second, at short. I'm pretty sure we saw him at, I know his brother played third. He can just do it all. Now Andrew Gaskin stepping up to the plate, taking the first pitch for a strike.
Yeah, in baseball, you really want your best defenders up the field, center, shortstop, and catcher. And when Roberto has played extensive time at 2 of those positions, it shows what kind of trust the coaching staff has in his defense.
Strike called, 0-2 the count now to Gaskin.
And this is a count that Gaskin does not want to be in. 0-2. Gutierrez still has that wicked curveball that he can go to. He also has the electric fastball. See what he does 0-2.
And he strikes out swinging on that pitch.
Yeah, he went with the fastball, just blew it by Gaskin. Gaskin has now struck out 8 times on the year in 18 at-bats.
Gaskin is not gassed up.
Yeah, no, he got gassed.
He got, dang, that's better. Anyway, Tyler Winston now stepping up to the plate.
It's going to be one of those broadcasts, isn't it?
Because when the last game we did, I believe it was against Yuba, I was on camera so I can hear you guys, and I heard someone say that your pun was funny, but I'm the pun master, so I have to come back quick.
I don't know. I might be getting at your title there. Just saying.
1-1 the count now to Winston.
Tyler Winston is batting .208 on the year in 48 at-bats. He has 10 hits, none of them from extra bases, and he has 7 RBIs.
Pitch called for a strike. That was a great pitch by Gutierrez right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And jumping ahead in the count 1-2, this is definitely where Gutierrez wants to be in. So after falling behind to Burdox, he's jumped ahead of the next 2 hitters.
Yeah, let's see if Tyler Winston is going to be wincing. No? Okay. 2-2 the count to Tyler Winston. The pitch, high, so full count. So like you said, good job for Gutierrez to work the count back in his favor to Burdox. Now the opposite for Winston.
Yeah, should Winston get on, Tyler Brown, the first baseman, is on deck.
3-2 pitch, and he swung and missed on that. 3 up, 3 down for Nate Gutierrez, and 2 of them were via the strikeout. We'll be right back in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
My name is Jared Denning. Thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Hey fellas, this is Kyle Krebs, and thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
All right, welcome back, everyone, here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. We're tied up 1-1 as Cody Gregory now stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, and Cody Gregory was one of our Best Buy players of the game the last contest. He reached all 5 times he came to the plate against Yuba. He had 3 hits, 2 walks, and that boosted his on-base percentage to 400 even on the season, and he's batting .276 on the year.
First pitch called strike. Yeah, I believe it was his first Best Buy, too, so great day to have it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Gregory on the year has 16 hits. 4 of them are for extra base hits, 3 doubles and a triple.
Ball high. Evens up the count 1-1.
And another guy who's pretty disciplined, 10 hits, 10 strikeouts, and 58 at-bats.
Peterson looks into Winston. The pitch high. Looked like the follow-through kind of hit home plate umpire's head.
Yeah, those are easy takes for Gregory, too, because for a fastball to be tempting, you really want it to be above the hands, but definitely not head high.
The pitch smacks that foul. Salampa has it. Looked like he was going to drop it for a second.
What a bobble. But coach has it. I remember a couple games ago when Robbie Rogers was getting peppered with some foul balls, and
he couldn't make the play.
It was the 3rd one that he couldn't make the play. He made it on the first 2,
oh, you're
and
right.
then I remember the dugout saying, "You can't do it 3 times. You can't do it 3 times."
And he didn't.
Yeah.
That pitch misses as well. So full count here to Cody Gregory.
Yeah, I think with Peterson on the mound, 3 ball counts are going to be the usual. That's for sure.
The pitch from Peterson. Fouled off.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how much of a leash that Brian Gwynn has for Peterson. Obviously, he doesn't want to burn his bullpen early with a game tomorrow for Contra Costa. So the starter probably would ideally want to go 5 to 6 innings.
Ball smacked past Jared Jackson into left field. So Cody Gregory safe at first with a single.
And so now back-to-back innings for the Falcons with the leadoff runner reaching base. Last time Aaron Corral reached with a walk, he scored. So that's usually the recipe for success for an offense, is getting that leadoff batter on base.
Nick Dodson now stepping up to the plate, formerly known as Squints.
Or currently known as Squints, I think, from Mac over in the PA. What would you call it? The shed?
The shed. Dodson squares up to bunt, and he lays it down. Peterson runs it down, and Dodson is retired, but Gregory does advance to second on that that bunt attempt.
Yeah, that's prototypical Solano baseball. When there's a runner on, nobody out, you expect for the batter to sacrifice himself and move the runner an extra 90 feet. So great job by Dawson. Not getting too cute with it. Sometimes when you have speed like Dawson has, you really want to show late and try to drag bunt and try to get on. But there, he was giving himself up all the way, bunted it to the first base side, and Gregory's now in scoring position.
Like you said, Gregory is in scoring position for Isaiah Verrett, who's stepping up to the plate. Peterson stares down Gregory and steps off.
Yeah, it seems like that's Peterson's sort of way to keep a runner close. He's not going to throw over too many times to keep a runner honest. He's just going to step off.
Pitch called strike.
But that was one of the impressive things about Cody's game against Yuba was his ability to read the pitcher's move and get great jumps. He stole second, and he also stole third base, and that's not easy to do.
The 0-1 pitch took for a ball, as Cody Gregory is gunned down at third.
Yeah, so unfortunate for Gregory. He tried to do it in back-to-back games. Yeah, he got a pretty decent jump, but Cody's not the fastest.
Yeah, he's not
he's not a burner, but obviously tried to sneak one past Peterson. But great throw over by Winston to get him for the second out. And we'll check that out on the replay here of Verrett going for the bunt there, just right on the foot.
That was a great throw by Winston. Like you said, right on the foot. He didn't even have to move his glove, really, because Cody went right there.
Slid right into the path of the ball.
2-2 the count now to Isaiah Verrett. And I know we say this so many times. I feel like we shouldn't, but I'm going to say it again. You never want to make – well, the thing is you never want to make the first or last out at third, but in my opinion, you never want to make any outs at third.
Yeah.
And that's what Gregory just did.
Oh.
Verrett takes that square in the back. So that's the second hit by pitch for the Falcons, Denning having the first one in the first inning. That was a loud thud, too.
Yeah. Not a lot of meat on the bones of Isaiah Verrett.
Shortstop, number 10, Aaron.
And Isaiah's been struggling as of late. His average has dipped below 200, but his on-base percentage is still a respectable 311. So getting on base any time he can is definitely good. And Verrett is actually tied with Contra Costa's Penland with 9 stolen bases, tied for 4th.
Corral smacks that ball into center field. Under it is Jamison, and he cannot make the play as that goes all the way to the wall. Verrett is rounding third, heading to home. He will be safe as Corral will be safe at third with a, triple with an RBI.
Yeah, another 2-out hit for the Falcons, and that one, Corral, just a great opposite field approach, splitting the right and center fielders. It just went right past Gaskin, and because they were playing so shallow, when the ball got past him, it rolled all the way to the warning track, allowing Corral to easily make it to third with that RBI.
And he was eager on that first pitch, too.
Yeah, he was definitely – he found a strike in the strike zone that's not a guarantee with Peterson, and he put a great hit on that ball.
Roberto Diaz now stepping up to the plate with runner Corral on third, looking to make some magic here. Swings on that pitch. Just foul, though, as Brown was under it.
Yeah, home plate umpire had a great view of that bouncing ball. If Brown was going to be a little bit more aggressive, he could have charged toward the ball and maybe caught that ball when it was still in fair territory, but it went foul by the time Brown got a glove on it.
I feel like, though, in that situation, you'd rather be safe than sorry because Corral is at third. So what if you charge it, it is foul, or excuse me, fair,
bobble it
and you
or
bobble
something,
it.
Yeah.
Even if it is first base, like anything can happen.
Absolutely.
The pitch to Diaz as he smacks that ball into center field. Corral will score easily, and Roberto Diaz will be safe at first with an RBI single.
So that is the 17th RBI for Diaz on the year, as he did a great job of staying inside the ball on that one. It jammed him. He didn't hit that ball flush, but it fluttered into shallow left center for that RBI.
Yeah, and this is all happening with 2 outs. The second out, occurring at third with the Cody Gregory stolen base attempt. So props to the Falcons to still get those hits after the 2 outs as he throws to first, but Diaz slides safely.
And Diaz is second on the team. Only 3 stolen bases, but we've seen in the past Diaz definitely has speed over there at first.
The pitch. That ball is hit foul. Diaz was already halfway past second.
Yeah, and he got a great jump, and that was very close because that second bounce almost landed in fair territory. But luckily for the Comets, it went just foul. And had that one past the first baseman, Diaz is definitely scoring from first.
And you said 3 stolen bases for Diaz. That's just, I don't believe that, just because when you see a player like him and how fast he is, you want to say he has more than just 3 stolen bases.
Yeah, and unfortunately he has 3 caught steals as well. So he's been thrown out half as many times as he's stolen a bag. But you can just look at a guy and see what type of aggression he has. Over there at first, he gets really deep in that squat position, like he's ready to steal. He's not lackadaisical. It looks like he's always ready to take a bag.
1-1 now the count to Nate Gutierrez, who grounded into a double play in his first at-bat in the first inning.
Would definitely love to make up for it and get a 2-out hit to keep the rally going.
Ball smacked foul. Robbie Rogers couldn't handle it, though, so he's getting some heat from the dugout. Yeah, the 3 stolen bases but 3 caught is just a testament to the player that Diaz is. Like you said, he's aggressive, so he's going to take those healthy leads on first, and he's going to be in that squat position. The 1-2 pitch. Gutierrez pops that up. Jackson calls for it, and it falls fair. So Diaz will trot all the way from first to third on that. So great hustle by him, and Gutierrez will be safe at first with that error.
Yeah, good awareness by Diaz, realizing with 2 outs, you're going to go on contact anyway, just in the hopes that there's some sort of defensive miscue. And Jared Jackson did not look like he found that pop-up very easily. So he drifted way too far to his right, and that ball landed in fair territory. So the rally continues.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day to watch baseball, but if you're going to play it, you're going to have those shades on. And it did look like Jackson does have shades on, just didn't really help him much.
Yeah, not a cloud in the sky either, so it's going to be a little difficult to pick up the ball if you don't get a good read of it off the bat.
First pitch to Denning is way high. Winston had to do kind of like a jumping
Yeah, a
thingy.
little spin-a-rooney there as he reached up high, did a little pirouette, and
to go back on Diaz, like we said, it was just great hustle. Like you said, not usually, but most of the time you see players kind of not really hustling, just rounding
like
second.
Easy trot
just
around
an
the base.
Easy trot, exactly. Throws to first. Gutierrez is safe at first, but not for Diaz. He, from the contact, was from first to third and safe there too. So just props to him.
Yeah, and that's a little risky too with it bouncing in front of the third baseman. If you're not gonna be there in time, he can pick up the ball and try to throw you out if you're not there in time. But Diaz, when that ball hit the ground, he was maybe 10 feet away, so he got to third in plenty of time.
Yeah, and Peterson having just trouble on the mound right now. He did, like we said, have 2 outs, and now just can't stop the rally from coming. The 2-0 pitch inside to Denning. And I'm not going to expect to see Denning to swing on pitches like that too. Like we said, he's leading the team with walks.
Yes, yeah.
So he has a good eye. So don't expect him to just chase on anything just because he is the best hitter on the team. And that ball will be taken that pitch will be taken for ball 4.
Yeah, and let me make a correction for something I said earlier with Roberto's stats. I said he was second on the team. He's actually not. He's tied for 4th on the team. Second on the team is actually Justin Brown. He has 6 stolen bases. So just a little correction there on the stats.
Wow, Brian made a mistake. That's unlike you.
I didn't scroll far down enough on the stat sheet. I was just like, oh yeah, on this page, he's second on the
on this page.
Oh, there's more stats to scroll down on.
Kyle Krebs now stepping up to the plate as that ball goes past Winston, but not far enough for anybody to score on that.
Yeah, and that's just a great read from Roberto because you can't just assume that just because the ball gets past the catcher that you're free to go. You have to read where the ball goes, and that fastball was thrown so hard, and Winston didn't really get a glove on it, so it hit directly off of the concrete backstop and ricocheted directly to the catcher. So Diaz would have been gunned out. So it was a good job from Diaz to read the bounce of that wild pitch rather than just go on when he realized it was going to miss the catcher.
A little mound meeting with Peterson and Summers.
I don't think that counts as a mound meeting in the majors.
I'm counting it.
When the infielders...
The pitch. 2-0 the count. Yeah, I don't think it counts either. All I see is...
the catchers, pitching coaches, and the managers, I think, are the only ones that like officially count, I think.
I can't wait till someone gets suspended for exceeding it. What is an umpire supposed to say? No, you can't go.
Yeah.
The ball in the dirt gets past Winston again. Here comes Diaz, and he will score easily on that play. Gutierrez goes over to third, and Denning at second.
See, that was a better read there for Diaz to take that extra 90 feet because it ticked off the glove of Winston, so that slows the ball down, and it looked like it was a breaking ball as well, so that bounce back isn't going to go directly back to the catcher. The catcher has to meet the ball, and so Diaz scores easily. Now 2 runners in scoring position still for Krebs with 2 outs. Finally, some bullpen activity for Contra Costa.
3-0 count to Krebs. Here's the pitch. Called strike.
Yeah, you would have expected Kyle Krebs to be taking all the way 3-0 with an erratic pitcher up there.
You think he's going to take here too?
I think he's going to look one specific location. I think maybe outside corner and try to poke it the other way. If he doesn't get it there, I think he's going to take. He can be really selective here with Lorenzo Peterson.
3-1 pitch. In the dirt. Gets away from Winston yet again. Gutierrez will be safe at home with another wild pitch.
Again, another good read from a Solano base runner as Gutierrez. He could have been content with just staying put at third base with the walk with Krebs and just keep the bases loaded, but he realized with his secondary lead that he can get that jump and score when that ball trickled away from Tyler Winston.
So Kyle Krebs will go to first base with a walk, and Jared Denning will be at third.
We'll get a look at the Contra Costa bullpen warming up. Number 13 for the Comets is warming up. Get a look at Mark Dozier, the sophomore right-handed pitcher.
I like his look. Very old school throwback.
Yeah, Dozier on the year. 0-3 with a 12.81 ERA. So another meeting at the mound for Peterson and Winston.
You wish we had the
counter. I think we still have the pitch counter in the bag somewhere. We can start using that for mound meetings.
I think that was 1, 2, 3. That was 4, right?
Yeah, and
if we're not including infield, of
this
course.
is about to be 5.
5
because the catcher I think was just buying time for Dozier to get a couple more tosses in.
Yeah, Bryce Poblinski is waiting to step into the plate as the Comets head coach is having a little meeting. He has to be really careful. He has 1 left. It's only the 2nd inning. I really want to see some, like, honestly, in the majors, is the umpire really going to go up to a catcher, let's say, I don't know, Wilson Contreras, and be like, no, you can't go up there?
Yeah.
Contreras himself said he's going to go regardless. He said, find me. I don't care.
I think what's going to happen is he's going to get tossed.
Oh,
I would toss him if I was the ump, and he was just like, no, I'm going. I was like, fine, you're out.
Gone.
Yeah.
Does that mean it's restarted, the count? Or the, no, it's not, right? The mound visits? It's not just because it's a new catcher. What if
no,
you restart
it's 6 for the game.
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I guess now the coach has to give the infield the whatever he's going to tell the pitcher. As Dozier is now the new pitcher for the Comets.
Yeah, let's get a little bit deeper into the statistics for Mark Dozier, the sophomore. 8 appearances, 3 starts, 19 2/3 innings pitched. He has given up 23 hits in those 19 2/3 innings with 28 runs coming across, 33 runs across, 28 of them earned. He also has 19 walks in the 19 2/3 innings, so nearly a 1-to-1 ratio. He's also the team leader in home runs given up with 3 on the year.
Yeah, and he kind of has a funky delivery, too. A lot of legs and arms and everything just swinging around out there.
Yeah, very lanky. He has like a whip to his release. It's not a really easy, repeatable sort of delivery. It's a very violent. I can see.
Violent,
I
like that.
Yeah, I can see why he would have some sort of control issues with the 19 walks and 19 and 2/3 innings, just because that sort of delivery is very hard to repeat and find that arm slot consistently, because there's a giant whip action to it. So to get that consistent, it's very difficult for a pitcher.
And then speaking for a hitter, too, you just see a lot of things just moving around, his leg, his arm, the snap, too. And like you said, it's really violent.
Yeah, that Dontrell Willis sort of kickback, you know.
I like that.
It's not as Dontrell Willis's kickback was his back. You can see his numbers, but he definitely has that high leg kick.
It's like Juan Marichal. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, not that eccentric as well.
Yeah,
but
Marichal's was a little higher, and his knee went up like nearly to his chest. If it
touched his chin.
Yeah. But
I
agree with you with the moving parts. It's definitely the deceptiveness for Dozier that he's trying to get players to look and be rattled by all the movement. And he does have 16 strikeouts in those 19 and 2/3 innings. So I think that is a testament to his delivery as well.
The pitch to Perblinski. Ball. So 1-0 the count.
So this is the 9th Falcon to reach base in this inning. All 4 runs have come across with 2 outs.
Yeah, I'm running out of room to keep score. That catches the corner, evens up the count 1-0.
That's always a good problem to have when the Falcons are up, though.
Yeah, it's a good problem, but it stresses me out because I hate when it's not organized. I hate drawing the line. I'm so stressed out right now.
There should be like an extra pull tab.
Yeah. Called strike, 1-2 count to Bryce Perblinski. I'm going to invent a scorebook that you can just pull it out.
For like the batting around of an inning, there's some sort of column you can use.
1-2 count. Krebs goes on that. The throw to second, and he's safe.
You know what? There should be an app for that.
Can you not take my idea, please? I'm claiming it right now.
I'd imagine there should be some sort of app where there's electronic scorekeeping.
Oh, because no one really does paper anymore, right?
Yeah.
Because we're too cool
for
paper. Everything's on a phone.
And it would be better for
the
these long innings. No. I was talking about long innings.
Bryce Perblinski smacks that ball into left field. Under it is Galloway, and he will make the catch to retire Perblinski and end the inning. Falcons have a great Falcons have a great inning. They are up 5-1 and will be right back in the top of the 3rd inning.
Hello, this is Nikki Requeijo with the Solano College update. Falcons, bring your friends and family. Don't miss out on having the opportunity to show your talents. Music, poetry, speech, make it as you will at Open Mic Day. This April 11 from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the 1400 building lobby. Come show your support and get a free Scantron and be ready for midterm season. This is Nikki Requeijo with your Solano College update.
welcome back everyone here in the top of the third inning. Tyler Brown, first at bat of the game, is stepping up to the plate. Kind of hard to imagine that.
Yeah, after almost batting around for the Falcons, all 9 batters reaching. The Comets have yet to go around their lineup once against Gutierrez. Gutierrez has only allowed 2 hits and 3 strikeouts.
Quick 0-2 count to Brown. Yeah, Gutierrez had that first inning kind of shaky with a leadoff triple to Summers, which he ended up scoring with the Pinland single, excuse me. And since then, he's just been phenomenal. Smacks that ball into center field, and that will get down for a base hit. Brown is rounding first, heading for second. He's rounding second, and he puts the brakes up just in time and dives headfirst back into second base.
Have you guys seen a semi slam on the brakes on the highway?
Because
I think I just saw that on the base pass. All joking aside, he is slow to get up, so let's hope that he's okay.
I think he just needs like a minute to get his breath.
Yeah, he was in a full sprint, and he kept going, and he slammed on the brakes pretty hard. So I think they'll just give him a second to
hopefully it's more of embarrassment. It's not like I'm hurt.
Yeah, because coming into the game, he's only 5 for 15. That's only a 0.91 average. So now he's above that 100 batting average with 6 for 56. And that was his second double on the year.
Wesley Galloway now stepping up to the plate with Brown on second. Squares out for a bunt and lays it down perfect for Gutierrez. He throws it to first for Problinski. And just like that, Brown is at third. He looked like he didn't hustle that hard to third. Maybe he still needs a minute to catch his breath. And hopefully it's just that and nothing physical.
Yeah. And for Gutierrez, with a 4-run lead, he was pretty content with just taking the one out and trusting his stuff that this is a strikeout situation, but he's already had 3 strikeouts, so it's up to him to really deliver in this situation. For Justin Summers, who tripled and scored his first at-bat.
A healthy rip for Summers. 1-0 the count. Like you said, he just has confidence and rather make the sure out than assume you're going to get Brown out and then maybe an error, then he'll score, and then, yeah, anything can happen on any play. Pitch misses. Evens up the count 1-1 for Gutierrez.
And even if a ball gets past Denning, which isn't very likely, the speed of Brown over at third isn't a threat to score as well.
Misses outside for ball 2.
Very specific call from the umpire.
I like it.
Yeah, I do too. It's better than the deliberate umpires who just wait 2 seconds and then call if it's a strike or a ball.
I don't like umpires that are quiet too.
Yeah.
So I'm just like waiting, and then I have to look at the score, and then like, did they get it? Because I don't want to say it's a strike and it's a ball and then lie to everyone. Ball in the dirt. 3-1 the count. I don't know. It's funny to me when I see some players ask the umpire, where was that, if they call it a ball or a strike, because you must have some guts to say that to umpire, because the next pitch is going to be, as that ball is smacked into left field, Gregory chases it down, gets to it, and throws to Corral to prevent Summers to advance to second. But on that play, Brown does score from third.
So now Summers has a run and a run batted in, and is 2 for 2.
London Penland.
And he's also a huge stolen base threat with 11 steals on the year, as you get a look at the Contra Costa dugout celebrating their second run of the ball game.
I know, because the Falcons batted around in the bottom of the second inning, it feels like we're in the 6th or 7th, but we're still in the top of the third inning, and a 5-2 lead isn't really anything.
No.
They keep throwing to Summers, hoping to catch him off guard, but I feel like you said, Summers is a base-stealing threat. He knows that they're going to throw down to him.
Yeah. It's going to be the typical norm for Summers all season long in conference play.
Pinland smacks that ball foul. No one chases on that one.
Yeah, when you lead the conference in any statistical category, the other coaching staff is going to know that's your game. For Gutierrez, home runs, they're going to try to pitch around his power zone. For Summers, when he's on base, they're going to try to keep him close in order for him not to steal.
Fouled off yet again from Pinland. I always wanted to be that player that's kind of like a base stealing threat. But with softball, it was hard to like you can't take a lead. You know what I mean? You have to leave the base when she's, I believe,
when the release or just when it crosses the home plate.
Another throw to Summers. He's safe. I don't like that. I hate that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change that when I become commissioner. 0-2 count to Pinland. Summers is at first. A run does score. Low and away. 1-2 the count.
And Penland is the other comment with the RBI this afternoon with this single to score Summers in the top of the first inning.
Gutierrez stares down Summers and throws to first to Problinski.
Yeah, one thing for Gutierrez, he has to make sure that his right foot is stepping towards that first base side when he throws over in order for a balk not to be called. Umpires at second base love to call balks. It seems like they're just eyeing for it.
Maybe I'm going to get my baseball card revoked as that ball misses 2-2 the count. I kind of don't really know how to call a balk. Like sometimes something happens and it's a balk. And I'm like, how is that a balk? And then sometimes like that's a balk and it's not. So it's kind of hard sometimes for me.
Yeah, it's once the pitcher is set, he can't move at all.
Pinland hits that ball up in the air. Krebs runs and falls, and the ball gets off his glove. Summers rounds second, heads to third. He had to kind of stop at second, didn't want to go too far and get thrown out. So good play by him. So he's at third, as Pinland is safe at second.
Yeah, and that was just a freak play that you don't see often. It looked like he slipped on a banana peel with his
like Mario Kart.
Yeah, like Mario Kart, because his footing just went out from under him and he took a tumble. He tried to make a play on it, still from the ground. Yeah,
that's a baseball lingo.
So just an unfortunate play because now you have two speedy runners in scoring position for the number 3 hitter Jared Jackson.
Yeah, there's a replay of it, and it just looks like as he tried to slow down, he just couldn't and just kept slipping and sliding. He looked like if he hadn't slipped, he could have gotten to the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a mound meeting from Denning to calm his pitcher down, kind of.
Yeah, make sure they're on the same page with the 1-0 count. You don't want to fall behind 2-0 to Jackson and make him predict that you're probably going to throw a fastball in that 2-0 count. So it's a matter of kind of deciding what pitch to throw Jackson to set up for a potential strikeout with a runner at third and less than 2 out. And runners are the defense is playing in and out the corners with Problinski and Dodson.
Ball misses to Jackson, 1-0 the count. Yeah, they are.
And that was a close one from Gutierrez, just missed off the outside corner.
You know, I'm not a low pitch kind of girl. I like my pitches up high. I'd call those strikes more often than not.
Yeah, each umpire has a different sort of strike zone. You have those high ball umpires, low ball umpires, umpires that give you width on both sides. And then you have your pitchers umpires who kind of have a wider strike zone than the hitters umpires.
Jackson squares up to bunt, pulls back, takes that pitch for a ball. I feel like if I was an umpire, which I wanted to be when I was like 10 until I was 16, I really wanted to be an umpire. I kind of feel like I shouldn't admit this because maybe I still want to be an umpire one day, like for funsies. But if my favorite player was up to bat, I'd definitely be more lenient to him, and vice versa if he was on the mound.
So just super biased.
Yeah, like super biased. Like it's obviously a strike, but like it's a ball for you. You're good.
You know, you should be like a peewee umpire and just like make the kids bribe you of just like give you stuff.
Yes.
You know, like.
As that ball is hit into center field, under it is Isaiah Verrett. Summers tags from third, and he'll get in there safely. But does not matter because...
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting call because did the throw get out at second before Summers crossed the plate? Because if Summers crossed the plate before that ball reached second base, then the run counts. But if it doesn't, then Summers doesn't score. So it's going to be interesting to see what they call.
I thought he got there safely. But everyone started running.
I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he crossed home plate, but it's up to the umpires to decide, did Summers cross home plate before the ball reached second base?
Yep.
So.
And I'm going to just assume that it didn't. I'm just going to assume that they're going to keep it 5-2. And we'll be right back in the bottom of the third inning.
Hey there, Bryce Rivalinsky. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Cody Gregory, and thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
So they did count it.
No, yeah, the 2 was from Brown scored from. I feel like we should protest it. What did Jackson do? How was it 2 instead? It was supposed to be only. All right, welcome back, everyone, here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Cody Gregory now stepping up to the plate with a 5-2 lead against the Comets. There's a bit of a confusion on the top half of the 3rd.
Yeah, let's clean that up. So the bases were loaded. Jamison flew out to center field. So Verrett threw over to second, and Penland did not tag. He was playing halfway, and so Verrett threw to second base before Penland could reach back to second, so he was out for the 3rd and final out. But in baseball, when there's a live play like that and there's a runner at 3rd, he did tag in Justin Summers. Had he crossed home plate before the ball got thrown to second base, as that ground ball is booted by the second baseman as Cody Gregory reaches on the air, had Summers crossed the plate before Penland was out at second, that run would have counted, but is deemed by the umpires that the second base throw beat Penland before Summers crossed home plate. Thus, he did not score, so the game is still 5-2.
From the naked eye, from my perspective, it did look like Summers did cross home plate before Penland was out at second.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the umpires are there. They're closer than us.
Yeah,
So.
and that's why we were a little confused as why the Contra Costa coaching staff wasn't arguing that call.
Donson shows bunt, but pulls back as Cody Gregory is safe at second with the stolen base.
So Cody Gregory with a stolen base. He was caught stealing his first time up. There, he really bailed out Nick Dodson because that was a clear hit and run. He had squared around a bunt, but he
pulled
back to slap at the ball, clearly to try to make contact and advance on some sort of hit and run.
So Gregory is at second in scoring position for Dodson. The pitch. Dawson squares up to bunt, but bunts it foul.
And again, Gregory was on the move in order to try to advance to 3rd base on that sacrifice attempt.
It definitely has the bunt sign on for Dodson, who did have a sac bunt in his first at-bat. So it's actually an 0-2 count, not 1-1, as home plate umpire cleared that up.
Yeah, because when Dodson slashed at the ball, he obviously swung and missed, and they're bunting foul, so it is 0-2.
Pops that up. Brown calls it off. Excuse me, not Brown. Summers calls it off. At least someone did. That's all I got to say.
It was summertime.
Oh, my Atlanta.
There you go.
Up to bat.
Brian,
Center fielder.
I just want to say that I don't think it's cool that you get to say puns because it's my pun. I'm like the pun person. I just wanted to put it out there. My feelings are hurt.
Okay. Sorry about that. I'll bribe you with something to make your feelings better.
Isaiah Verrett now stepping up to the plate. Cody Gregory still at second base. One away here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. You know, I haven't done a game with Chris in a minute, so all these like mean and like harsh comments are just coming out. And I'm sorry I'm taking it out on you.
It's okay. I'll be the punching bag.
Pitch called for a strike. That was a great pitch by Dozier. So 1-1 the count to Verrett, who was hit by pitch in his first at-bat.
You know, we should take it out on the Yankees and let's talk about Betances giving up 3 stolen bases.
But I love Betances.
I do too.
So I can't. throw over to second. Gregory's back there safely, so 2 on the count.
That's a player that I love on the Yankees.
Yeah,
he's such a good player.
Can we talk about how I was talking to Chris about the Giants winning 1-0 against the Dodgers, and everyone was counting them counting them out because of Kershaw, and all he wanted to talk about was the 2 home runs by Stanton. And I was like, I'll talk to you about that later, but can I talk about my Giants for a second? He never lets me talk about that.
And then Panic making history with the 2.
And then the Giants making history again by just being trash, like always.
Yeah, and those are the only 2 runs that the Giants have scored this season.
I love my trash Giants. 3-1 count to Verrett, a very hitter-friendly count. Does not go on that, so he'll take that pitch for a ball and go to first with a walk.
The second time Verrett has reached base, he was hit by a pitch and scored in the last half inning. So now 2-1 with Gregory over at second, who reached on the error by Summers, and Verrett, who reached by walk.
Number 10, Aaron Corral.
Aaron Corral now stepping up to the plate, who's having a great day for himself.
Yeah, 1 for 1, a triple. He also walked, so he has reached base both times. He has also scored twice, and he has driven in a run.
Just at the bottom of the 3rd inning, too. His line looks good. Like you said, 1 for 1, triple RBI, scored a run.
Yeah, he's been very productive over at the leadoff spot. He also has his lone home run from the leadoff spot on the year.
The pitch to Corral, taken for a strike. Yeah, and like we said, good job for Salampa for trusting Corral, who was slumping for a while, and just, keeping him in the lineup and not benching him just because he's, striking out or whatever. And maybe moving to shortstop was really helpful for him as that ball gets away from Winston. Cody Gregory goes to third, and Verrett is safe at second.
Yeah, baseball's a very fickle game. Rarely do you have the same lineup from the beginning of the season to the end. It's all about managerial decisions of when to change a lineup, when is the lineup kind of stagnating offensively, and what moves do you make to try to jumpstart the lineup. And Corral moving to the leadoff spot seems to have helped a lot. And one other move that's really helped has been flip-flopping Nate Gutierrez and Jared Denning. So now Jared is a cleanup hitter instead of batting third.
Yeah, and, for some people who don't really watch baseball regularly, they might think, what's the difference between third and fourth? Like, it's like 1 spot difference, but it's pitch difference, too.
Yes.
The ball is low, 2-1 the count.
Yeah, when you have Denning behind Gutierrez, now Gutierrez gets more pitches to hit because they don't want to pitch to Jared Denning in the same inning as Gutierrez. And so Gutierrez, his approach is different, batting in front of Denning instead of behind him.
Laser shot to the Comets dugout. Yeah, went past everyone's head, thankfully.
Yeah, that's speaking of the Giants, they call that the ugly finder when it goes into the dugout.
That's so mean when you think about it, the ugly finder, and you get hit.
Yeah, usually they say it about their own dugout instead of the opposing team's dugout because people could get offended.
Yeah. Good job for them to get out the way as Corral hits that to shortstop. And he will be retired on that, but Gregory does score on that play.
And good scoop over there at first from Brown, as it was a little bit of a low throw, but a productive out nonetheless as Corral gets his second RBI on that ground out.
Number 5, Roberto Diaz.
Roberto Diaz now stepping up to the plate. You know what? You get an RBI and you don't get credited for getting on base, obviously.
No.
But we've had this discussion with Chris where if you strike out but you still end up on second because of a wild pitch, you don't get credited for, on your on base.
Yeah.
Which I think is crazy. As Roberto cannot hold up on that check swing, he goes around for the first strike.
Yeah, I think that's just the one exception where you striking out and there's some sort of error that's not really called an error is in your favor. Yeah, it's just kind of that weird play of where do you score it, how do you keep statistics of it.
I still say they got on base, didn't they?
Yeah, that's...
I mean, mark them down for a strikeout, but help them in the on base category.
That's definitely letter of the law rather than the intent of the law to be like, yeah, I am on base. This is for my on base percentage.
We're going to be literal over here.
Yeah.
I mean, Diaz fouls that off, but Galloway gave chase and went all the way to the Falcons bullpen. Almost made a catch, too.
Yeah,
he got on his horse, and
he was Gallo away in the bullpen.
I was trying to say something. Why'd you steal it?
Oh, I guess I'm like Justin Summers. I'm just stealing things left and right.
Okay, I guess I'm going to go home now. The pitch to Diaz. He hits that fair as Brown does make a play on that. A great play by Brown to just stay with it. So Diaz is retired on that, but a run does score. So the Falcons increase their lead 6-2. And we'll be right back in the top of the 4th inning.
My name is Omar Rodriguez with the Solano College Sports Network. Baseball is back as opening week kicks off as the Giants take on the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine. Some bad news for the Giants, though, as their closer Mark Melanson goes on the 10-day DL, joining Madison Bumgarner and Jeff Samardzija. Despite those critical losses, the Giants still have faith in their young bullpen and their young new starting rotation. My name is Omar Rodriguez, and this has been a Sports Update.
All right, welcome back, everyone, here in the top of the 4th inning. Max Burdock's now stepping up to the plate. Nate Gutierrez still on the mound for the Falcons. It's a 6-2 lead for the Falcons. The pitch to Burdock. He squares up for a bunt and lays it down. Dotson charges, but couldn't stay with it. So Burdock's will be safe at first. Would you score that as an error on Dotson?
No, I would score that as a single.
Yeah.
It was a tough play.
At the plate,
I could definitely see somebody scoring that as an error, as it got a lot of Dotson's glove. But, you know, that's one of those tricky plays that Solano's had trouble with.
Yep.
The sneak bunt to either start a game or start an inning, and there Dotson unable to make the play.
He charged it well. He got to it quick, but like you said, he just couldn't really handle it. As Gaskin lays that ball into left field, and that ball is gone. It hits on the top of some type of roof. It just bounced up, but that's a 2-run shot for Andrew Gaskin and a moonshot at that.
Yeah, it looked like it hit the roof of the clubhouse for the Falcons. So maybe a shingle's missing or two, but Andrew Gaskin goes yard for the 2-run shot.
That was just off the top of the bat, like just a moonshot. And here's a replay of the said home run.
Tyler Winston.
Oof.
Yeah, just up and in with that fastball, and you can potentially see it bounce there off the top of the clubhouse for the Falcons. So 2 pitches, 2 runs for the Comets in this half inning.
And just like that, it's 6-4.
Yeah, this can be a very competitive back-and-forth ball game, it looks like, as Tyler Winston is facing a 1-1 count. That ball misses 2-1.
You know, I want to see a bat flip. I'm pro bat flips. I am pro pimping anything out, and I want to see it.
You know, it just has to be a provable thing for both sides, you know.
As that ball is hit towards Corral, he just couldn't handle it. Just like the play with Dotson on the sac bunt earlier. So on that play, Winston will be safe at first.
Yeah, I would say that's a little bit more routine of a play.
So you do E6?
Yeah, I would say I'd give Corral the air there.
Number 25.
No, but I really just want to. Did you see the Bryce Harper thing? He what happened? He hit a home run.
Was he heckled?
He was heckled.
Yeah.
Someone said you suck or whatever, and then next pitch he hits a home run, obviously, because he's one of the best players. That ball is low, taken for a ball, but like he pimped it too, and people were so mad. I'm just like, it's baseball. Let's have fun.
Yeah.
Let's not be serious.
That's why they lose the young demographic of viewers, because it's so they're so stickler for anything fun, you know.
Yes. Bill Ripken is
everything's taken offense to.
Yeah, he was wearing the Supreme Louis Vuitton sneakers or whatever, the cleats, and people were like, that's inappropriate. You shouldn't have that. I don't know why. People are just, they just want to be mad as Brown fouls that off. 1-2 the count.
You know what sport I think is surprisingly going to gain traction with, I think, young viewers is soccer. Because the atmosphere, at least the in-game atmosphere, is tailored to like young people. It's like a party for 90 minutes. It's like the new stadiums like Atlanta FC in Atlanta.
Brown strikes out on that pitch.
And then LA has a new team. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, like he electrified yesterday. He hit this like 40-yard kick. It like bent, it swerved, and it was just like, whoa, like I've never seen anything like that in U.S. soccer before. So
I like when they score or make a goal or whatever you call it, as that ball is low for Summers, but on that pitch, Winston does steal second, so he'll be safe there. Excuse me. But like I said, when they, whatever, they get a point or whatever the heck they do. I like when they take off their shirts and go crazy because you don't, I mean, did they get penalized for that?
No.
They don't, right?
No.
See, that's fun. I mean, I'm not saying Bryce Harper, take off your shirt unless you want to. But, so I like to see people have fun.
Yep, that took out our headset announcer, or the receiver. I think it's okay still. Yeah, if you want to.
Okay.
I'll take over play-by-play where Sawad fixes our headset receiver, as that one is taken for a ball outside. 2-1 to Wesley Galloway, who recorded a sack bunt in his first plate appearance. And their runner at second is Tyler Brown with 1 out after, actually Brown just struck out. Galloway thought about it, but takes that one 3-1. And so this half inning has been the most dangerous for Gutierrez after giving that 2-run home run and now a runner at second. And he takes the walk. So now runners at first and second for the leadoff hitter Justin Summers, who is the team leader in batting average. And with that walk, Coach Robbie Rogers will be talking to Nate Gutierrez. So I think this is Solano's second mound visit.
They're using it appropriately. They're, you know, putting it, distributing it well. You know, it's a 4th inning. Where if you look at, you know, the Comets, they have 6 already.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
Looks like there's some bullpen activity on the Solano side. I think that's Connor Caparelli.
I just see legs, so I'm just going to assume it's Caparelli. So it just looks like a pep talk for Nate Gutierrez.
Yeah, and with nobody, with 1 out, they can get out of the inning with a double play. But as we mentioned, Summers very speedy at home plate.
So we have Galloway at first and Winston at second. Like Brian mentioned, Summers now stepping up to the plate, and he's been the annoying bug for Solano.
Yeah, he's been on base twice. He's scored once, and he was stranded at third his last time. He has a single, a triple, and an RBI.
Takes that pitch for a strike.
We love player comps. I would say he'd be like a D. Gordon, not very big, very slight of build. Very speedy.
Except D. Gordon plays center field now.
Yes.
That's all I got to say. So you're trying to take my player comps too.
His old position, you know, second base.
It's okay because I still call Diaz Christian Yelich, and he plays second/short now.
Yeah.
So D. Gordon takes that for a ball. 1-1 the count.
We could just be in the ballpark, you know.
In the dirt again. He kind of has a weird batting stance, too. Kind of, you know, leans
Hunched
in a lot.
over, yeah. Yeah, you don't see that too often anymore. Can't think of anybody who really hunches over.
Yeah, not like that. Not dramatic like that.
His elbow's almost over home plate.
Takes out for a strike, evens up the count. Yeah, well, I'm surprised he hasn't been hit so far in the game because this isn't his first at bat, so he's been leaning all game. And you know how pitchers are; they want you to get off their plate. In the dirt, gets past Denning. Winston heads to third, and Galloway heads to second.
So that's a huge wild pitch as that takes out the double play now with any sort of ground ball. Probably weren't going to get it anyway with Summers, but now this becomes a straight-up strikeout situation where you need to get Summers out without advancing either of these runners.
The 3-2 pitch. Called for a ball. Gutierrez not happy with that call.
Yeah, try to catch him looking with a ball, breaking ball that starts out of the strike zone, works back in, but in front of the umpire just missed.
15,
so he walks the bases loaded now.
Yeah, bases are juiced, like Brian said for London and Penland. Takes that for a ball.
And Penland's last at bat, he reached on that odd play out in right field where Kyle Krebs slipped out there.
Yeah, some might say it's so odd. That ball misses. 2-0 count to Penland. That was funny, Ryan.
It was incredible.
Okay, that was stupid.
Yeah. I agree. I was stretching.
At least you're trying. Chris
Yeah.
never tries with me. He gets so frustrated. He just wants to talk about, like, focus. I'm just like, laugh with me.
Yeah, if you're not having fun, why do it? You know?
Listen, wherever I go, it's a party. That's all I got to say. Penland steps back into the plate, takes it low. So 3-0 the count to London. Nowhere to put him either.
Yeah, so expect, I think, Penland to be patient here and take 3-0.
Definitely didn't. I don't think he had the,
green light there. No.
Yeah. Still a very hitters friendly count, but Gutierrez, he knows how to work his way back into a count too. That ball is fouled back. Almost hit us here. If it was windy to push it towards us.
Yeah, I think I saw a couple games ago the pop-up hit maybe like the railing up there.
And you guys wonder why I flinched.
And I thought that was the closest to us ever being hit.
Penland smacks that ball into center field. Verrett has it. Winston scores on that play. Penland will be safe at first, so he has an RBI on that. Yeah. Galloway is at second now. Or excuse me, third.
Yeah, very errant throw there from Verrett off the line. Lucky that the Comets held the runners over at third base in Galloway.
Yeah, so everyone basically moves up a base.
90 feet, yeah.
Jared Jackson.
So what went from a 6-2 lead is now a 6-5 here in the fourth inning. And it looks like we might have a pitching change here for Tyron Salampa. It looks like Connor Caparelli is getting the go-ahead, excuse me, not the go-ahead run. The go-ahead to come on the mound.
Yeah, so that'll do it for Nate Gutierrez, but as the DH, he still is in the lineup. But in terms of the pitching mound, now it is Connor Caparelli. This will be his 7th appearance on the year. He has 14 innings pitched, 23 hits allowed, 19 earned runs, a 12.21 ERA. In those 14 innings pitched, he has 11 strikeouts and 9 walks.
Which number was out for Contra Costa? Who got out? 25?
Yeah, Caparelli, who we usually see him, on the, base paths defensively. We see him at first base, maybe a little bit in the outfield. But since taking the position as a pitcher, he's been doing really well for the Falcons.
Number 29.
Yeah, this is going to be an important spot with the bases loaded in the fourth inning. I think this is a little earlier than Coach Lampo wanted to pull Gutierrez. I think if Goody would have gotten a good 5 innings, Coach Lampo would have been happy. But here, Caparelli with his warm-up tosses, he's 6'5", a freshman.
I think he's 6'6".
Yeah, he could have grown since they did measurements before the season. But a very over-the-top delivery, and with his height, that really benefits him to get his velocity. And he also features a 12-6 curveball to balance out that fastball.
If he was left-handed and just the way he looked, I would definitely comp him to Chris Sale. Just how he looks.
Yeah, I would if his delivery wasn't so up and down,
Mhm.
I would definitely agree because the lankiness, Chris Sale's super skinny.
And you want to talk about like moving ligaments and
Yeah.
whatnot? That's Chris Sale for you. That's your guy.
Yeah, that is my guy.
No.
I've wanted Chris Sale on the Red Sox for so long, and when they finally got him, I was so happy.
Not a fan of him.
Why not?
Because he got mad for something. I forgot, but it was Manny Machado, and I'm the biggest Machado fan. So if you disrespect him, you disrespect me. Come on. Jared Jackson now stepping up to the plate. A swing and a miss. Kind of danced out of his shoes on that swing. He's trying to go yard. He's trying to hit a grand salami off that.
Yeah, he's trying to go Michael Jackson and moonwalk across the base.
Trying to go Bo Jackson. But I like them. That's such a good one. I didn't even register it until I said Bo Jackson. I was like, that's stupid. Brian, that was really funny.
Thank you.
Ball kind of gets away from Denning, so evens up to count 1-1.
There's a couple of Jareds in the batter's box and catching. Jared Jackson, Denning.
Who will win?
Yeah.
He charged that over a jumping Dotson. 2 runs will score on that play, and they will take the lead on that Jackson hit. So it's 7-6.
And a great job of hitting from Jackson that high chopper over the head of Dotson. Dotson not the tallest of defenders. So even though he made a great leaping effort, that bounce was just too high for Dotson to get a glove on. And with the speed of Summers over at second, he got a great read of that bounce and was able to take that second run easily.
And I believe those runs will be charged to Gutierrez.
Yes, because the bases were loaded. That was Caparelli's first hit. There was a replay of that hit, so I am told.
Hit to Dotson again, throwing to Diaz. Diaz to Problinski. Problinski couldn't hold on to it, though, but the ball gets away, and on that, another run will score.
Again, the speed of these Comets play a factor because
up to bat.
Yeah, and so Penland, he was able to take that extra 90 feet because he saw Problinski not able to field that one cleanly. And so Jamison, he doesn't get credit for the RBI, but he does reach base.
Max Burdock's now stepping up to the plate with Jamison on first on that error. 2 outs here. It was a great turn by Dotson to Diaz, Diaz to Problinski, but like you said, Problinski just couldn't hold on to it. Pitch in the dirt right behind Denning. And on that play, Jamison steals second.
Yeah, and it was a unfortunate thing where Denning thought the ball had gotten further away from him than he thought. The ball was resting at his feet. He made it a lot closer than I thought it would be because he just picked up the ball, spun, and threw to second, and he made a strong throw, but Jamison able to advance to second base.
2-1 the count here. Caparelli relieving Nate Gutierrez.
Now Gutierrez's stat line is done as Penland was the last batter that he faced, I believe.
Time called, but Caparelli was already in the middle of throwing it, which is really dangerous for a pitcher.
Yeah.
I mean, I get where you're a hitter, where you're coming from, but as a home plate umpire, you have to know the situation. And if, for example, Caparelli had the ball in his hand and he was about to throw it, just don't call time. Just let it be.
It's up to the umpire's discretion to grant a timeout. You don't have to grant the batter timeout if it's too late.
Burdock hits that ball into the gap. Gregory is under it. He throws to Dotson. Dotson cuts it off. A pickle for Burdock, and he is retired. But before he was retired, a run does score, which makes it 9-6 in the 4th inning. But like I said, they did get him in a pickle, so we will be right back in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Hey there, Bryce Privilinski. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Cody Gregory, and thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the bottom of the fourth inning. Comets lead the Falcons 9-6. Gutierrez is out of the game pitching-wise, but he's still here hitting as he is stepping up to the plate. Dozier still on the mound. Takes out first pitch for a strike.
Yeah, it's important for Gutierrez now that he's out of the game to really focus on the batting side of things as he wants to be a table setter here. We talked about how Solano's four-run lead wasn't anything to really, take for granted. So Comets, their 3-run lead, same situation where they can't take this 3-run lead for granted. Solano can very well come back because they've only had 3 innings of offense, surprisingly enough. It feels like such a more lengthy game to this point.
Gutierrez hits that ball into left field. Galloway is charging, hits on the bottom of the wall. Gutierrez rounds first, heads to second, and he will stand up safely with a stand-up double as Galloway throws that ball in very quickly.
Yeah, that was a great display of opposite field power as he just went with that pitch location, shot it to left center field, and is standing on second with the leadoff double.
Yeah, leadoff double, no outs, and the big guy, Jared Denning, now stepping up. He walked and was hit by a pitch in his previous at-bats.
Yeah, so no official at-bats, but his on-base percentage, a clean 1,000.
Hits that ball right up the middle, a little too hot for Dozier. That ball goes all the way to, center field, and Gutierrez will score on that rather easily as Denning is safe at first with an RBI.
So that last inning for the Comets, they scored on 2 pitches with that 2-run home run from Gaskin. Here in the bottom of the inning, Solano strikes very quickly with a run of their own very quickly with that Denning RBI single.
Yeah, just like that is 9-7 with Kyle Krebs now stepping up to the plate. Like I said, Denning is at first safely. That RBI single just went right past Dozier. Looked like he tried to get to it, but mostly wanted to get out the way.
Yeah. Yeah, those Denning liners, they have a lot of velocity coming off that bat. So I think a wise decision there from Dozier.
1-0 count to Krebs. Takes that ball low. 2-0. But it's habit to just stick your glove out or even stick your bare hand and try to make a play. But we've seen that whether it's in the majors or in person in college, that can go wrong easily.
Yeah, for a righty, usually that's more towards the right side where they can kind of stick their glove hand out. It's not really your instinct to kind of cross your body.
Krebs grounds that out to third base and completes for a double play.
Yeah, that was a slow chopper. Great job by the Comet defense to turn 2. With that ball hit so slowly, I thought Krebs had a chance to beat that one out and reach safely, but it was a very clean delivery from both middle infielders to get that double play.
Exactly. Now the bases are empty. Price, Perbolinski stepping up to the plate. 2 outs here.
Perbolinski 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out in his 2 previous at-bats.
Dozier looks into his catcher, Winston, gets the sign. The pitch. Smack that ball into center field. Jamison is under it, and he makes the catch. I guess he made the catch. It looked like it was going to snow cone it a little bit maybe, shoelace catch, but he makes it. And Perbolinski is retired on that play. So 1 run does score with Jared Denning RBI single. It is 9-7. Comets lead the Falcons, and we'll be right back in the top of the 5th inning.
Hello, I'm Tyrese here on the Solano College Sports Network with a quick update on the Warriors. Kevin Durant is making his first appearance back from his injury that happened March 14th when he bruised his ribs. Also, Draymond Green will be back in the Warriors lineup against the Milwaukee Bucks on Thursday, March 29th. Now, back to the game.
right, welcome back, everyone, here in the top of the 5th inning. Comets lead the Falcons 9-7 as Andrew Gaskin stepping up to the plate against Connor Caparelli. I lied. He's going to go back to the dugout and ask for something.
He wants a bat with more home runs in it, I think. He's
I
like,
mean,
you know what? I don't think this bat has a home run in it. Let me go get a bat that has a second home run in it.
I mean, if you're superstitious like that, I guess.
Yeah.
But
because it looked like the same exact bat, like it was two white bats, but
yeah.
he probably grabbed the wrong white bat.
The pitch, called strike. No, when I did get my rare plate appearances in high school, I did take someone. Well, we had to rotate bats,
Yeah.
but this one girl always brought her own bat. But our coach had us line up against the cage, and I took hers on accident / on purpose, as he tried to check his swing, but went around. So 0-2 the count, and she just flipped her lid. And I grabbed it, and she just started yelling at me. And she was younger than me too, but I don't like when people yell at me. I got really sad. I just put it down. Like, never
She
mind.
doesn't like when people take her bat, so I think you're.
I mean,
both are
I get
upset.
it. Yeah, but I'm just like, we're a team, aren't we? You have hits in that bat.
Yeah.
And my brother's like that too. He doesn't let me play like, you know, we have a lemon tree, so I get a lemon, hit it off his bat, and he doesn't let me do that. People are just mean to me, and I don't like it. A swing and a miss by Gaskin. He is retired on that strikeout by Connor Caparelli.
It seems like he's pretty sour.
Lemons.
Lemons.
Oh my Atlanta.
Number 30.
You're just dunking old my alley. What do you call it?
Alley-oops.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm trying to make
alley-oops.
a basketball reference. I'm trying to be more two-way, guys. I'm actually going to start watching hockey, I think, because the playoff season, I think, is starting.
Coming up, yeah, pretty soon.
Tyler Winston is now stepping up to the plate.
Yep.
He took the first pitch for a strike.
One of the crazier storylines in all of sports is the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Are they new?
Yeah, this is their first season as a team, and they clinched the division as
Who's
a
in the
brand
division?
new team. The Pacific, so I think it's like the Sharks.
And the Ducks? Is that a team?
Yeah, the Kings. So.
Oh, LA Kings.
LA
I know about
Kings,
them, yeah.
But that's unheard of for an expansion team to, one, not only make the playoffs, but to win their division.
Division, yeah.
They've had the best record in the NHL for a long period of time.
Winston smacks that ball into left field, but under it is Cody Gregory. I wanted to say Connor Caparelli for a second. But that wouldn't be right.
No, but he did put out that fly ball for Connor Caparelli for the second out.
Thank you.
And that brings up Tyler Brown, who is 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout. For a while there, he was just the lone out in that 4th inning for the longest time for the Comets as he struck out against Gutierrez.
The pitch to Brown. He swings on that hit to Corral. Corral has it. Throws to Perblinski, and he is retired on that play. So a great inning for Connor Caparelli, and we will be right back in the bottom half of the 5th.
Hey, this is Nick Dodson. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Hey, ladies, I'm Isaiah Verrett. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
My name is Jared Denning. Thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Cody Gregory now stepping up to the plate. Falcons still down 9-7 here. Cody trying to change it up here. Pitch is outside. Cody is 1 for 2 on the day.
Yeah, he singled and he reached on an error. When he reached on an error, he came around to score in that third, the lone run in the 3rd inning for the Falcons. And an interesting stat, they've scored every inning they've been at the plate.
Pitch is high, 2-0 the count. Yeah, so he's trying to make it another inning where they score.
Yeah, they scored 1 in the 1st, 4 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th.
The pitch to Gregory. Oh, check swing, but he went around, said home plate umpire. Cody Gregory just getting some confirmation on that.
Yeah, I think that's one of the situations where it's okay to sort of ask the umpire, would that have been a strike? Because I think the two situations is on a check swing and if you foul tip it.
In the dirt? Yeah, because if they call it a strike and you didn't swing and you're like, are you sure that's a strike? That's just rude and condescending.
Yes, yeah.
But if you already made a strike or you swung.
Started to swing, yeah. And you're like, would that have been a strike if I hadn't? Yeah.
Wording it would be helpful.
Yes.
Wording it correctly. So 3-1 count to Cody Gregory. And that catches a corner for a strike, so a full count. Trying to make some type of damage or just move the lineup, keep the train going for Nick Dodson and Isaiah Verrett. The pitch from Dozier. Ooh, in the dirt, but that would have been a close one. That could have gone either way, but that went Cody's way, and he'll go to first with a walk.
Yeah, he was pretty convinced as he took that 3-2 pitch that it was going to be a ball, and luckily he can trust his eye there, reaching for the 3rd time on the day.
You never want to just do that, though. I know it's habit to where you think it's a ball, so you're obviously just going to go, but umpires don't like that, and I can see why. You're kind of, in a sense, showing them up, even though you don't mean to. Nick Dodson slams that ball into left field. Cody Gregory heads to second, and he will be there safely as Jamieson throws that to Penland, excuse me.
Yeah, and that was a real first opportunity for Dodson to swing the bat first pitch because the last 2 at-bats when Gregory reached base to lead off the inning, he had to sacrifice because Gregory reached both times. But there, Coach Salampa didn't have the bunt play on, just had a simple, if Dodson, he had to swing whenever he wanted to, and he got that first pitch in there in the strike zone, and he singled to get 2 men on.
I feel like it might have been a little bit predictable to have Dodson bunt again, as Verrett now squares up to bunt, but takes the first pitch for a strike because, like you said, his first 2 at-bats, he just scored up 2 bunt, and so maybe the defense were they were ready to field a bunt, but he didn't, and he got a base hit.
Yeah, maybe Dozier was expecting a bunt too, so he kind of would groove a fastball in the strike zone in order to get that bunt.
Verrett squares up to bunt, but fouls that off, even though he says it hit off his hand.
Yeah, I think Verrett and Coach Lampa are arguing that he had pulled back when he had gotten hit. He wasn't squared to the ball, but the umpire says no. He was hit in the bunting position, so.
If it's hit on the bat, does that still, even if you're not squaring up to bunt, that's still a strike, right?
Yeah, that's still a foul because it hit the bat, and so we'll look at the replay. I think it hit the bat.
It sounded like it hit the bat. It doesn't really make that kind of sound if it hit the hand, but we're not his hand, so we can't know for sure.
It could have hit his hand while it was on the bat as well. That's another thing where it's like a combination sound where it hits part of the bat, but it also hits part of his hand. So it should be a 0-2 count instead of a 1-1 on the scoreboard here at the stadium.
Well, if he didn't get hit, he's playing it off well when he's shaking his hand.
Yeah.
So kind of telling the umpire, I did get hit, so.
I always think of Derek Jeter when I think of a play like that when in Tampa Bay, he got the ball hit the base of his bat, but he acted like it hit the bottom of his hand, and he started shaking it out, and the replay clearly showed it hit just the bottom of the bat.
I love that.
But yeah, it's such a heads-up play, and it's like some people would call it dirty, but I
Oh,
mean,
my
I don't
Lanta.
know. I don't think that's
Dirty
dirty at
is
all.
when you going into second and then you slide on the base and try to take out the second baseman's
Yeah.
legs. That's just smart baseball.
Yeah.
Like that ball gets away from Winston and Cody Gregory advances to third and Dodson is safe at second. It reminds me of the hidden ball trick. I am a supporter. I love it and I want to see it. And anyone that doesn't like it is boring. No offense,
Yeah.
but it's just boring.
I heard that Evan Longoria, the new Giants third baseman, like tried to pull that off multiple times. And one of the stories of Tim Flannery was that he tried to pull it off against the Giants, and then he couldn't make it happen. But against the Dodgers, he made it happen against Juan Uribe the next series.
The 3-2 pitch. Verrett swings on that right to Jackson. Jackson to Brown, and Verrett is retired on that. Gregory and Dodson couldn't go anywhere on that play, so they'll stay in their positions, or on their base, rather.
Yeah, I think that was a good read by Gregory. That was a slow chopper, but Jackson was able to field that within the first 2 hops. I don't think Gregory would have outrun Jackson's throw to home plate, so that's the kind of thing where you have to kind of gauge where the third baseman is playing. He was playing in on the cut of the grass, so it would have been a shorter throw for him to make. So I think you don't want to risk it being one of the 2 runs that the Falcons need to tie this ball game up.
Aaron Corral now stepping up to the plate. He swung on that first pitch, so it's 0-1 the count to him.
Corral is 1 for 2 with a triple and a ground out. He has also walked, so he is 1 for 2 in his 3 plate appearances. He also has 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs.
Another foul off for Corral. Yeah, like I feel like I've been saying it all game, but I just cannot reiterate it. It's just great to see him back and healthy, and hopefully he can translate that into more at-bats and more games coming.
Yeah, but here in an 0-2 count, he's going to need to change his approach with 2 strikes, get a little bit more conservative, and maybe think back up the middle to try to drive home these 2 runs. Very speedy runner at Nick Dodson, so a hit into any sort of gaps will score both runners.
Smacks that ball foul, staying alive over there.
And it doesn't look like Dozier's stuff is really fooling any of these hitters in terms of strikeouts. The Falcons have 0 strikeouts in the game thus far from both Peterson and Dozier, both Comet pitchers.
0-2 pitch to Corral. Smacks that ball into left field, and everyone is chasing, but he'll split the outfielders. Gregory will score on that easily, but right behind him on his tail is Nick Dodson. Rounding second, heading to third is Aaron Corral, and he'll be there safely as the ball gets away from Jared Jackson. So another triple for Aaron Corral. Have him a day.
Yeah, 4 RBIs, 2 triples now for the leadoff hitter for the Falcons, and he ties this ball game up with the 1 swing of the bat.
Diaz.
It doesn't have to leave the park, but he cleaned it up.
Yeah, these gaps are very expansive here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium, so when he can split it so perfectly between the left fielder and the center fielder, neither can get there in a timely fashion for them to get it to the cutoff man in time. And Corral was hustling out of the batter's box, so he made it to third when I had penciled it in for a stand-up double, but Corral wasn't content with the double. He was hustling the entire time, and he got third.
You love to see that. Like you said, I expected it to be a double to kind of just don't want to make an out at third like Gregory did in his prior
the stolen base attempt.
Yeah, the stolen base attempt. It leaves a bad taste in your mouth, but like you said, Corral was not happy with just a double, so he ran to third, and he was there safely. Dozier had, a pretty good couple innings since coming in relieving Peterson, but just like that, it's tied 9-9. Might as well be 0-0.
Yeah, and there is some activity in the bullpen. We'll try to make out a number on that.
I think it was 13 or 19. Oh, no, Dozier's 13.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
28?
Oh. Okay, I'm just a liar, so don't listen to me. 26.
26.
Yeah, that one I know for a fact. All right, Roberto Diaz now ready to step into the plate with runner in scoring position, that being Aaron Corral. The pitch to Diaz in the dirt. 1-0 the count.
So 26 is Kyle Brown.
So we have a lot of Jareds, a lot of Browns.
And a lot of Diaz's with Elias and Roberto.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Roberto smacks that ball into right field. Gaskin cannot make up with the play. Roberto rounds first, heading to second. Rounds second, heading to third, and he will be there safely. He did not need to slide, but of course he had to.
So back-to-back triples for the Falcons. And they are up. So like I said, the 3 runs in community college baseball, that's nothing to take for granted, as any team can take advantage. And we will watch on this replay the Roberto Diaz triple as he puts a great swing on an inside fastball. Gaskin unable to get it. One hops the wall, and then he slips over in right field. So there's a couple banana peels from old Mario Karts in right field. And Diaz slides in safely.
Like I said, he didn't need to, but it's just extra swag points. So we do have a pitching change, so that will do it for Dozier. He still has Diaz on third, so that will be his base runner, as Brown is now on the mound.
And so Kyle Brown, the sophomore, he has 3 starts on the year, 7 appearances. This will be his 8th. He is 0-2 on the year, with 11 1/3 innings pitched, 13 hits allowed, 13 walks in those 11 1/3 innings, 9 earned runs, and that is good for a 7.15 ERA. He's also given up 1 home run on the year.
Yeah, he's looking to slow the Falcons bats down a little bit here. And it's only the bottom. It's only the bottom of the 5th inning.
When you have 19 runs in not even 5 whole innings, the game definitely is longer, as we were at the 2:05 mark of this game.
Oh, someone tell Rob Manfred he's not going to be happy. Taking his warm-up pitches now. Like we said, it's a 10-9 game now, brand new ball game. Falcons were up, then came down, tied it up, and now they're back up 10-9. Looking to continue it only with 1 out, as Nate Gutierrez is going to step up to the plate.
Yeah, and facing the heart of the order for Kyle Brown is not going to be an easy task with Gutierrez, Denning, and Krebs. And
2 left-handed hitters, too.
Yeah, and powerful ones at that. So Kyle Brown, definitely good luck with this next 3 batters. It's a tough task to ask. I didn't mean to rhyme there. With a runner at third and less than 2 outs.
All right, Gutierrez is ready now.
And Gutierrez has to be very ecstatic, as he was on the line for the loss before this half inning of offense. And Solano's offense continues to score in every single inning. So with the 3 runs in this 5th, they have scored in every inning that they've been at bat.
All right, we're ready to continue to play some more baseball here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The pitch from Brown is low. I don't know, it feels longer and a little bit more dull, too, because we don't have music. So that's why I feel like it doesn't feel like a normal game.
Yeah, it's just a great touch whenever Christine Butler's here with her music and the kind of in-game sounds, like the...
It's coming for your head or whatever.
Yeah, the I was going to say the glass crashing.
I
was going to say the class crashing. I knew that wasn't right.
My favorite's the 2, actually, is when there's a mound, or excuse me, a meeting on the mound and they play the Jeopardy song. Yeah. And then
I like the Staying Alive when there's a foul with 2 outs. Oh, and the sneaky one is they start playing like the Darth Vader music, the evil music from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Whenever there's like a meeting on the mound too, sometimes from an opposing team, it's just like that's just a nice touch.
I like the Jaws one too.
Jared Denning.
So on that 4-pitch walk to Gutierrez, he'll be on first safely, as Jared Denning is now stepping up to the plate. Has an RBI opportunity with Roberto Diaz still at third. 1 away. Brown looking to at least keep it on the ground and hope for a double play to get out this inning and keep it a 1-run lead for the Falcons.
Great stop there by Winston on that ball in the dirt. And it squirted past his legs. Diaz could have scored over from third.
The pitch from Brown. Outside as home plate umpire calls. 2-0 the count to Jared Denning, who is 1 for 1 with a single RBI, walk, and hit by pitch way back in his first at-bat. The 2-0 pitch, called strike. 2-1 to Jared Denning. Runners on the corner. The pitch from Brown. Ooh, outside again. So 3-1. Still a very friendly hitters count, especially to Denning, who honestly can just hit about anything.
Yeah, if he gets a fastball inside, expect on him to turn on it and put some power into that swing.
Good pitch from Brown to get back into the count. Full count now.
I think that's where he was looking because he took that outside fastball. It wasn't in the spot he was looking for, so he just took it and trusts his two-strike approach here with a full count.
Filthy curveball, but just misses. So Denning will trot over to first. Gutierrez will go to second, and Kyle Krebs now will step up to the plate. Bases are juiced as Diaz is still on third, waiting for someone to drive him in.
I think that was a little bit of luck there on Denning's part because Brown had saved that curveball, and that had some pretty good bite to the curve, but it was just outside. I think Denning gave up on it pretty easily once he saw the ball started out of the strike zone. He didn't expect it to come as close as it did, but he definitely lucked out that the umpire called that a ball.
Yeah, I feel like I would have called that a strike just because I love curveballs and how it, like you said, came back inside. That was just beautiful, but it went towards Denning as Kyle Krebs took that pitch for a strike, so evens up the count 1-1. Roberto Diaz at third, Nate Gutierrez at second, and Jared Denning at first. The pitch to Kyle Krebs. Fouls that back. Just a little bit behind us. If I had a glove, I couldn't have made the play.
And Krebs is 1 for 2 on the afternoon with a single and an RBI. He had the first run, first RBI of the game. He also walked, and he grounded into a 6-4-3 double play.
The pitch from Brown. Fouled off again. So this is where Cassine would play staying alive.
Yes.
Well, I mean, there's one out, but 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Brown looks into his catcher, Winston. Gets the sign. The pitch. Kyle Krebs pops that up into left field. Under it is Galloway. Calls it, makes a catch. Roberto Diaz tags up from third. He will make it, be safe at home plate easily as that ball goes to third base to prevent Gutierrez from tagging up from second.
And that was a good read by Roberto. Even though that was a high pop fly, Galloway wasn't charging the ball when he fielded it. He was flat-footed, so it's going to be very difficult for him to make a strong throw all the way home. He was going to have to throw it to the cutoff man, and with Diaz's speed over at third, he scored pretty easily.
So 2 away now in the 5th inning. 2 runners on for Bryce Priblinski. Brown looks over to Nate, throws home, high for ball 1. Now the momentum I feel like kind of slowed down too, definitely, since the pitching changed from Dozier to Brown.
Yeah, more deliberate in his delivery is Brown.
The pitch, high again. Easy take for Priblinski.
And Priblinski is the only batter who hasn't reached base yet for the Falcons. He has flown out twice, and he has grounded out.
Trying to change that right here with this pitch. 3-0 the count. So if he does get on with the walk, that's going to be, like you said, the first time he's been on base all game. But, again, it's just the 5th inning.
Yeah.
And he will take that ball, that pitch for a ball. And everyone moves up a base.
And so now the bases are loaded through the walks, because Gutierrez walked, Denny walked, and now Priblinski
Left fielder.
And Gregory led off this inning with a walk.
24, Cody Gregory.
Yeah, like you said, Cody led off with the walk, now stepping back into the plate as the Falcons have batted around, which means I have to go into the 6th inning and keep score that way.
But again, for the Falcons, this is the second time where they've, in the 2nd inning, all 9 batters faced. This is the first time they've batted around. It's a good dilemma and problem to have if you're a Falcon fan.
Chops that over to Jackson. Easy play to third. And the Falcons are retired on that play, but they do score 3 runs. 11-9, the Falcons lead the Comets, and we will be right back in the top half of the 2nd inning. Or excuse me, 6th.
This is Ashley Ching, Miss Fairfield with Solano College Sports Network. Women and girls ages 12 to married are invited to a free pageant orientation. Training will be at 1 p.m. on Sunday, April 15 at 1125 Missouri Street. Solano County Pageants is a development program improving skills in public speech, community service, and presentation. Competition weekend will take place May 18th through the 20th. Be the best version of you. Check out Solano County Pageants. This is Ashley Ching, Miss Fairfield, with Solano College Sports Network.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Here in the top of the 6th inning, Wesley Galloway stepping up to the plate against Connor Caparelli, who's still on the mound. Wesley smacks that first pitch into center field. Isaiah Verrett charges, and he will not make the catch as he dove and the ball gets away from him. Wesley rounds second, heads to third, and will be there safely as that ball just trickled away from Isaiah Verrett.
And with that dive, it's an all-or-nothing play. So if he didn't come out with the ball clean, it was going to be very difficult for him to pop back up and try to throw it in. So it was up to one of the corner outfielders to back him up. And with Galloway's speed, he was able to reach third pretty easily.
That brings up Justin Summers, the kind of gnat the Falcons have been trying to swat away all game.
He has reached all 3 times he's been at the plate. So he has a single, a triple, and he has walked. He has 2 runs scored and an RBI.
Healthy rip on the first pitch. No outs here as Galloway swung on that first pitch, which led to his triple. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt. Good block by Jared Denning over there. Evens up the count 1-1. Again, the Falcons lead the Comets 11-9, but that might as well be 0-0 at this point. Both teams have been coming back. It's been a back-and-forth kind of game. As Summers smacks that ball into left field, under it is Gregory. Gregory makes the catch. Galloway tags from third, and he will score easily as he has that just flames off his feet.
Yeah, Galloway definitely has speed out there on the base paths, and Gregory's momentum was actually carrying him towards home plate, so that's pretty good for the throw.
Number 15.
He actually froze out in left field when Summers hit the ball, but Galloway's speed was just too much for Gregory to throw him out.
And just like that, it's a one-run game again for Pinland, who hits that ball to Gregory yet again under it and makes the catch. A little bit of an easier play for Cody Gregory. I don't know. I want to call him Connor so bad. So 2
I don't know
away.
what to tell you. He's always been Cody Gregory.
I know.
think
I want to say Connor Gregory.
Jackson.
I even wrote it down one time when I was writing the lineup. I'm
No.
like, I don't think that's right.
No.
I'm almost 100% sure it's Cody. All right. Jared Jackson now stepping up to the plate. Took that for a ball. So although a run did score 2 outs, quick 2 outs for Caparelli. High again.
And Caparelli is working off a 1-2-3 inning, his last inning of work. And so he's trying to work very quickly here.
Trying to work quickly, but what quickly turned into a 3-0 count to Jackson.
Yeah, he doesn't want to walk Jackson as he has 11 stolen bases as well.
That catches a corner for a strike.
Yeah, and Jackson was squaring around a bunt as kind of a ruse for Caparelli, trying to get in his head and make him throw a ball there.
The pitch from Caparelli. Smacks that ball to Aaron Corral. Corral has it, throws to Perblinski, but he comes off the base, comes off first base, and Jackson will be safe at first. So a great play by not Caparelli, Corral. The other
Man,
C
Caparelli's
guy.
all over the defensive.
It's the C's.
Yeah.
Okay, Cody, Connor,
Corral.
Aaron Corral. Great play by him. Just took Perblinski off the base. Whatever, you guys saw it. You
Yeah.
don't need me to say it again.
What about Krebs? That's like a C
That's
sound.
a K, but it's
Okay.
a C sound, and it's frustrating. I'm just going to call them by their first names. Aaron. But Connor. Pitch from Connor. Jackson steals second. What will be a sitting duck, however, by that dart by Jared Denning, and he is retired, as are the Comets. They do score 1, though, and make it a 1-run lead, 11-10, and we'll be right back in the bottom half.
Hey, this is Nick Dodson. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Hey, ladies, I'm Isaiah Verrett. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Baseman.
All right, welcome back, everyone, here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Third baseman Nick Dodson will lead off for your Falcons. A 1-run game, trying to add some insurance runs, or at least keep the train moving for Isaiah Verrett, and then Corral, Diaz, and so on and so forth.
Or so on and so forth.
You just made a pun with my name, and I love
did.
it. Oh, my gosh, that's hilarious. So on, so
on and so forth.
Start saying that now, everyone.
That could be the name of a talk show or something.
So, oh my gosh. You're just an idea man. Like, there's just ideas, like, all over your head. You know what I mean? 1-1 the count to Nick Dodson.
Dodson on the day is 1 for 2 with a single. He also has a sac bunt. He's also popped up to the second baseman, Summers, in his 3 at-bats.
That hits Dodson, I believe, on the shoulder area. Maybe, hopefully, just his jersey. Kind of grazed him. Didn't look like it hurt him that much, but did hit him.
Yeah, I could have just taken his jersey a little bit, and that's the best hit by pitch when it doesn't hit flush.
Number 3.
I mean, unless you're an angry guy and you just want to charge the mound.
And so Brian Gwynn is actually calling to the bullpen, but the bullpen wasn't active. So he's just calling somebody from the dugout, and he'll get his bullpen pitches right here.
He just said, forget it, wing it. Just let it be.
All right, so we have a new pitcher for the Comets.
Number 7.
And we will find out his identity in a second.
But in the meantime, I'd just like to say thanks to everyone for watching and listening to us just talk nonsense all day.
This is actually the first appearance for Dylan Wilson, and he is a sophomore right-handed pitcher. So he has no stat line coming into today's game. He has yet to pitch this season.
So far, so good. Just the 2 pitches, at least, having contact with Winston's glove. when you say something like that, you kind of want to, you expect it to go everywhere, in a sense. But you can tell he's been practicing. This is his first outing, but this isn't his first time picking up a ball and throwing it.
Right. He's actually listed as an outfielder and a pitcher. So when you list somebody as a pitcher, you expect him to have some sort of work on the side as a pitcher. But he just hasn't had the opportunity to pitch in a game yet this season.
Yeah, and he's going to look to make his first outing right now against Isaiah Verrett with Dotson on second. And shall Verrett get on, it would be Corral and Diaz. No outs here, 11-10. A really good game if you're just a baseball fan, just seeing the back and forth kind of game. It looked like a pitcher's, not necessarily pitcher's duel, but Gutierrez looked like he had it under control and then kind of lost it a little bit. But his team picked him up quickly. And like you said, he won't be due for a loss.
Yeah, it's been a very back-and-forth ball game. Solano looked like they were in commanding control early on, jumping out to excuse me. Let's see. It was a 6-2 ball game when the Contra Costa Comets exploded for 7 runs in the 4th inning. But the Falcons have battled back and now have that 1-run lead.
Verrett squares up to Bamba, pulls back. Dotson runs back to first.
And the Falcons are on a great streak of scoring in every half inning that they've been at the plate. So they look to continue that with yet another leadoff base runner reaching base. They've had a leadoff base runner in every single half inning.
Verrett bunts that foul, so he'll get a second chance. 1-1 the count.
Corral led off the first with a walk. Gregory led off the second with a single. In the 3rd inning, Gregory reached on an error. In the 4th inning, Gutierrez doubled. In the 5th, Cody Gregory walked. And now Dotson led off this inning with a hit-by pitch.
Verrett squares up to bunt again, but pulls back. However, he takes out for a strike.
And 4 of those 5 leadoff base runners have scored. So that just shows what sort of, a catalyst leadoff runner can be for an offense.
The pitch high, throws down to second. Dotson will be called out as I believe Penland tagged him on the arm. He tried to tuck it inside, but couldn't get it far enough for Penland to not tag him.
Yeah, Dotson tried a little swim move at the end to avoid the tag. As great throw and transfer from Winston. The ball beat him by a good 5 feet, I would say. As Dotson slid in, he tried to avoid the tag but couldn't.
The pitch to Verrett fouls it off. Staying alive out there. 2-2 the count.
Yeah, on deck is Aaron Corral.
Fouls that back. Kind of frustrated with himself, you can tell. Wilson looking good for this being his first outing of the season.
Yeah, looks comfortable in there. And he'll look to put away Verrett, maybe get his first strikeout on the air.
The pitch, and Verrett smacks that ball into center field. So he will be safe at first with a single. Great piece of hitting by him.
Absolutely, staying inside the ball, poking it into center field. It's just a great job of hitting with 2 strikes by Verrett. He didn't overswing on that one, just put the barrel on the ball. And now the Falcons have another speedy base runner for Corral, who's been on fire.
Yeah, I was going to say, if the Falcons can keep the lead and win, like, you can look for Corral to be the best by player of the game.
Absolutely, with 2 triples, a walk, and a ground out, so he is 2 for 3. But he also has 3 of the 11 Falcon runs and 4 RBIs.
Corral took that first pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count. The pitch from Wilson. Corral grounds that to third base, but Jackson couldn't handle it and is still bobbled over there as Pinland tried to back him up, but just a little miscommunication in his bobble of the ball. So Corral will be safe at first.
You know, I think I would score that in error.
I mean, I want to give him a hit just because I'm rooting, you know, it's Corral. But, yeah, that's an error. But that just shows you the kind of night that Corral is having. Even if it's an error, it looks like a routine out. He's
reaching base and doing something productive. Yeah. That's what happens when you're hot in baseball. You just find a way on base sometimes when you shouldn't necessarily.
You shouldn't, yeah. And, you know, not to put all the credit on Coach Salampa, but it could be the little things as to move him position-wise from third to second and then second to shortstop, which looks like to be his new home.
Yeah, he got brought in last year as a shortstop when he transferred from, I believe it was New Mexico.
The pitch from Wilson, outside.
He was at the Division I level, and he came in as a freshman transfer as he redshirted that year. But he came in as a shortstop, and Coach Lampa has moved him around while he recovered from injury because shortstop is so important. You want to have your most sure-handed defender, and Roberto Diaz was that for a while. But maybe as Corral has gotten healthier, Lampa has given him more reps over at that shortstop position.
Yeah, and Diaz seems like the kind of guy, especially when I interviewed him, that no matter where Slampa puts him, he just wants to play baseball and wants to help his team, whether it be in the outfield, on the mound, or in the infield. The pitch to Diaz, fouls that back. Two the count.
Yeah, and Diaz has 2 RBIs on the day, and so him and Jared Denning are battling it out for the team lead. Jared has 1 RBI, so he leads overall by 1 on the season stats.
The pitch to Diaz, he hits that ball into center right field, and that ball is gone. A 3-run bomb for Roberto Diaz.
Adios, pelota.
Adios, pelota, exactly. A 3-run bomb for Roberto Diaz as Isaiah Verrett and Aaron Corral will score on that. Roberto was kind of sprinting around first, but as soon as he saw it go over the fence, he went back into his little trot.
Yeah, I think that's the first home run we've seen from Roberto.
Yeah.
First one on the year. It's got to feel good to put the Falcons up by 4 now in the bottom of the 6th. And we'll check out Roberto's home run swing on this replay.
Number 11.
With 1 out, 2 on.
Gutierrez.
It was just a hanging changeup, it looked like, and he crushed it over the right field wall for that 3-run shot. And you look live there at Gutierrez. He swung that ball. It might have hit him or part of the bat, and it also ricocheted off of the home plate umpire as well. So the catcher Winston's going to talk to the pitcher. I think that's just for Gutierrez and the umpire maybe to recover from that odd foul tip. But, man, Diaz putting a shot over that right field wall. I definitely wasn't expecting that.
I think he heard me, you know, give props to Corral and say the best 5 player, and he's like, no, actually, I think I want to be it.
Yeah, and it's also the RBI race where now he's ahead of Jared Denning by 2.
You know, I will put that, like, I would get that tattooed. I'll put that on all my social media bios, be like, ahead of Jared Denning in RBIs.
And also, don't look now, he's a double away from the cycle.
Why'd you say that?
So it's
now
doable.
I'm nervous.
It's doable now.
Oh, especially for Diaz, too.
Because he got the triple out his last at-bat.
And a home run.
Yeah.
Gutierrez hits that ball back to right center, so he'll be at first with a single. I'm nervous now that you brought that up. I don't know why.
Hopefully Roberto doesn't realize it, and so he doesn't have any nerves next time he comes up at bat. But it's a pretty cool thing to look at your stat line and realize you're just
he got the 2 hardest
parts of it.
Yeah, out of the way, home run and triple. Honestly, I feel like a triple is harder than a home run because I don't know. I just feel like triple is a little bit harder.
Yeah, you have to get it like perfectly into like the outfield, and a lot of times an outfielder can cut it off, and you don't get that triple. They're just so rare.
Now Jared Denning stepping up to the plate, trying to catch up to Roberto Diaz.
Yeah, and so your 1-2 hitters for the Falcons, Corral has 4 RBIs, and now Roberto has 5. So great production out of the top of the lineup. But Dylan Wilson, the relief pitcher for the Comets, is definitely struggling at this point.
Denning pops that up to Gaskin. He's under and makes the catch. Gutierrez trots back to first safely. So Denning is retired on that pitch, and that will be the second out of the inning.
Yeah, it's the first time Denning's been retired. He had reached base all 4 times. He had been at the plate with 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and a single. So he was 1 for 1, now 1 for 2. And Krebs in his last at bat hit a sac fly RBI. So that was his second RBI of the day.
Yeah, 2 for 3 on the day. You can just look down the lineup for everyone, and just they're having a great day.
Yeah, Pribolinski is the only Falcon not to get a hit, but he did reach base with a walk.
So on base is kind of happy.
Yeah. So when your entire lineup has reached base and 8 of your 9 have gotten a hit, that's definitely a recipe for success, and 14 runs is showing that for sure.
2-0 count to Kyle Krebs. Pops that up. Brown seems to be under it. However, like always, Summers calls it off. He's on shortstop, but I feel like he's kind of the captain of the infield right now.
Yeah.
So he calls off Brown, and he is retired. A 3-run bomb for Roberto Diaz puts up the Falcons 14-10. We'll be right back in the bottom half.
Hi, this is Andy Chase on the Solano College Sports Network, here to give you a quick update on A's baseball. The season kicks off against the Los Angeles Angels. The A's record last year was 75-87, so they're definitely looking to improve on that. Some players to watch this year are left fielder Chris Davis, who in his first 2 seasons with the A's has hit 40-plus home runs each year. Next, a young third baseman, Matt Chapman, who has Golden Glove winner written all over him. And lastly, a young first baseman, Matt Olson, who had 24 home runs in just 59 games played. The A's are hoping these young stars propel them into the playoff hunt this year and many more to come. This has been Andy Chase getting you caught up in sports.
All right, welcome back, everyone. It is not the bottom half of the 6th inning as we ended that inning. We're back in the top of the 7th. Connor Caparelli still on the mound for the Solano Falcons, who are up 14-10. Michael Jameson is now at the plate.
Yeah, this is huge for the Falcons for their upcoming week with 4 games, including this one. But to have Caparelli be a long reliever and eat up these innings, definitely a benefit for the week to come as Jameson faces a 0-2 count. Jameson 0 for 3. He reached on the fielder's choice his last at-bat and came around to score. He also struck out looking and flew out to center.
The pitch is Jameson. Takes it for a ball.
There is a left-hander getting warmed up in the bullpen for the Falcons. Looks like Alex Clothier. That ball in the dirt. On deck is Max Burdox. That pitch taken high, full count. So the defense is playing pretty straight up against the cleanup hitter Jameson. Full count. Swung on, foul tip.
Yeah, it looks like the Comets are just trying to get on, just to have some traffic on the bases.
Yeah, really the damage that has been done was that fourth inning. Aside from that, only 3 runs have come across for the Comets as Jamison fouls that one back.
No cars were hurt on that play.
So a good battle here from Jamison with this 3-2 count. Caprelli looking to put him away. Just missed. Caprelli wanted that strikeout looking, but umpire zone. He's been calling that outside pitch a ball pretty consistently, though.
Number 6.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for when it comes to an umpire. As long as you're consistent, even if it might kind of irk you if you think that's out or just a ball. If he's being consistent about it, that's all you can ask for.
So that brings up Max Burdox. He singled twice in the 4th inning. As he looks at that pitch for a strike 0-1. He also popped out to second baseman Roberto Diaz in his first at-bat. Burdox was the one who snuck a bunt down the third base line. That one foul tipped 0-2. So the runner at first in, Jamison, who walked to lead off this half inning. Caprelli comes set with a 0-2 pitch. Fastball misses on the outside corner. Jared Denning kind of nodded in approval of that location for Caprelli. Just trying to give his pitcher some confidence of that's where I wanted it.
So you did the right thing, kind of, yeah.
Because when you have that 0-2 count, you really just want to put up something tempting to the batter, maybe something that they swing and miss at or hit over the top so you get a double play. And so that location was good. It was just a better eye by Burdox to spit on that one and just take that one looking. So 1-2. Curveball misses, 2-2.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the momentum kind of shifted when Brown came in to relieve for the Comets. And you can say the same thing for Caprelli since coming in to relieve Gutierrez.
Yeah, he's really steadied the ship for the Falcons. That 4th inning was very taxing for Gutierrez.
Ball hit over to Corral. Corral throws to Problinski and gets the out.
It looked like that was a hit-and-run play. It didn't look like Jamison was stealing straight up, but Burdox was able to top that one over. He almost had enough speed to beat that one out, but Corral, he checked on Jamison to see if he could potentially get the double play. Once he realized Jamison was going to be safe, he went with the sure out at first and had enough arm strength to get him.
Yeah, and it's good for him to at least check and let the runner know that at least I know you're there. That ball is smacked to left field, and it hits on the bottom of the wall. 1 run will score on that play, and he will be safe at second with a stand-up RBI double.
So Gaskin, again, with another great hit, another extra base hit. Drives in his 3rd run after he hit that 2-run shot in the 4th inning. So Gaskin has been a spark plug in the middle of that lineup, which is surprising, only having a 0.59 average, 1 hit and 17 at-bats coming into this game. He has 2 hits in 4 at-bats here.
Trying to show, coach that I deserve to be in the lineup kind of thing.
Some more playing time.
Yeah.
He doubled his production on the year in this one game alone.
Winston now stepping up to the plate with runner on second. Ball is high. Like we mentioned, Corral is obviously playing shortstop right now and Diaz is second, but watching Diaz right now, it looks like he's still playing shortstop. He's doing the same little dances he does if he were at shortstop, and it's just good to see that he has the same mentality and he's keeping the same energy.
Yeah, the more shortstops you have on the infield, that's a good that's not a problem.
That's no, not a problem.
Yeah, because the shortstop should be your best infielder in terms of range, in terms of arm strength.
Foul tipped that back into Denning's glove.
So to have that sort of athlete still on the field at second base, if you have that at third, then you have a really good defensive infield. If you have 3 infielders that kind of have the mind of a shortstop.
And like you said, it's not a bad problem to have if you're Salampa, as Winston hits that ball into center field. However, Verrett is under it, tagging his Gaskin, but he fakes and will go back to second base after that dart by Verrett.
Yeah, and it was a good job by Gaskin to just draw a throw. You never know if your center fielder is going to overthrow or make an errant throw. And if that ball trickles into the dugout, you get to advance that extra 90 feet. So why not try to put some pressure on the opposing defense and try to force an error to put yourself in a scoring position, better scoring position, that is.
Tyler Brown now stepping up to the plate. He's 1 for 3 with a ground out, a double, and a strikeout in his second at-bat. Takes that pitch low for a ball.
Yeah, that double was pretty funny where he split the left center gap and he rounded second a little too hard. But obviously seems like he was okay.
Yeah, staying in the game, and that happened in the first inning, or excuse me, third inning.
He's a very big man up there.
2-0 count to Brown. Pops that up. Dotson should be under it. He calls for it, and he makes the out. So Brown is retired, as are the Comets. The Falcons still lead 14-11, and will be right back in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Hi, this is Tyron Salampa. Thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
My name is Horace Shinart, and thanks for watching this.
All right, we are back here in the bottom of the 7th with Bryce Pribolinski due up. He is 0 for 3 with a couple flyouts, a ground out, and a walk drawn. Dylan Wilson, the Comets relief pitcher, is still out on the mound. Let's get a look at the stat line for Pribolinski, the redshirt freshman first baseman, as he looks at a pitch for a ball. One-0 pitch from Wilson, misses low and in, 2-0. Falcons would love to add some insurance runs, as it is only a 3-run ball game. We've seen the Comets come back already in this ball game in the 4th inning, down 4 runs, as Pribolinski looks at that for a strike, 2-1. Wilson's 2-1 pitch is missed inside. 3-1. Great hitters count for Pribolinski, as the wind picks up a little bit here at Bill and Louise Yarborough Stadium. On deck is left fielder Cody Gregory, and Pribolinski draws his 2nd consecutive walk in consecutive plate appearances. So that brings up Cody Gregory.
Left fielder.
In the 5th inning, he walked and grounded out in that. He was the only Falcon to hit twice in that 5th inning. He also has singled and reached on an error. He has 2 runs scored. He also has a stolen base for the sophomore left fielder. Squares around a bunt, and that hits him in the knee. And so Gregory's going to be down. They'll definitely check on him. That is not a great place to hit him. That one, and Wilson, I think, was arguing that he swung, but it definitely looked like Gregory pulled the bat back and spun from the contact. And we'll take a look at it on the replay. And so Wilson with the pitch, he definitely pulled back on the bunt. Wilson was trying to argue that he was still squared around, but
he wasn't.
Yeah, clearly on that replay.
And Gregory's not too happy after getting hit by a pitch and then hearing Wilson tell home plate umpire no, he swung.
Yeah.
So they kind of had like a stare off in a sense.
Yeah, just competitors.
Yeah.
And the second base umpire is explaining to the pitcher that he had brought the bat back in time. And Gregory got hit on the knee, and that's not an ideal place. You really want to be hit, if you had to be hit, somewhere flush on something really fleshy, like your tricep or your bicep, your thigh, something like that. You want something that'll bruise, not any sort of joint, any sort of bone. And you'll get a look at Allison Aubert, the head trainer, Hall of Famer for Solano Sports, and some of the medical staff.
I think right now, well, obviously, I don't know how he's feeling, but right now I can assume is just probably throbbing right now.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's worst case scenario, that it's just throbbing, and it's kind of like you could feel the pressure and like the heat almost.
And they'll do some stretching to make sure that Cody's good to stay in the game. And maybe they'll bring out that magic spray that seems to heal ailments.
The magic spray.
Yeah, they use it in soccer a lot. It's just like, hey, let's spray this on the injury, and then it like numbs it.
It's kind of like how in baseball everyone just tapes anything. Like they tape their finger if it's like broken.
Yeah.
Like, just tape it. You're fine. You break your nose, put a tape on it. You're good.
Yeah. I think we got some gaff tape up in the.
Yeah, and I
have
tape next to me too if they need it.
So Wilson will get some warm-up tosses to stay sharp. And Gregory looks like he's still stretching that left knee. We are in the bottom of the 7th inning. Falcons lead 14-11. My name is Brian Nelson, joined with Soad Balazi here on the Solano College Sports Network. You can check out all of our content on Channel 28 if you live in the Fairfield area. You can also look up on YouTube on user Greg Poff. He's the head honcho here at Solano College Sports Network. And join us on our social media platforms at SCSN Sports on Instagram. And do we have Snapchat?
No, I don't think we have Snapchat.
I don't think we have Snapchat. I can't remember what the other one was. That's at SCSN Sports. Twitter?
Facebook?
Twitter. That's
Did
it.
you already
No. Facebook is Solano College Sports Network.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually doing some recruiting too at my job. I had a table with a bunch of like Woodland kids, and they were asking me like, what school do I go to, whatever, and I told them, and I told them about the broadcasting class, and they're like, oh, we play baseball, we love baseball, blah, blah, blah. If you don't make the team, we're going to do the class. And I'm like, okay, you're welcome.
Definitely, this is a great class if you're a sports fan and you had any sort of dreams or interests in being behind the mic and calling these games. It's definitely a real-life experience to get real-world experience instead of learning from a textbook about it. You just go out and do it.
Yeah, and it's honestly been the greatest accident that I've ever stumbled upon, because I was supposed to be taking a journalism class when my major was still that was canceled, and so I was like, I still want to do something journalistic, and so I took this class, and it's been phenomenal. That's
great to hear, Soad. And let's give credit to our crew. Omar Rodriguez was here earlier. He had to leave on camera, but he did a great job in the time he was here. And then Nicole Raquejo over on the other camera, and of course Greg Poff on the main camera, and Robert Quintero and Anthony Williams over on the production side.
I mean, Anthony really hasn't been doing much, but I guess we can shout him out. I'm just kidding. It's all love here. And then shout out to Dylan Collins over there doing the PA over there. If you can hear his voice. I can hear from the parking lot. One time I was coming kind of late, and I can just hear him say, Isaiah Brett.
From up, down, downtown, out of town, and
town.
Whatever town. Oh, and that throw errant from the third baseman. Privilinski was just trotting over when he was advancing on that sac bunt, but Jackson's throw over to the shortstop, Penland, not accurate enough for Penland to field, so that will load the bases.
Up to bat, center fielder, Number 3, Isaiah Verrett.
So that will allow Dotson to reach on the fielder's choice as the third baseman Jackson had the choice to get the sure out at first, but chose to try to get the lead runner. And so Verrett looks at a strike. He is 1 for 2. He was hit by a pitch and walked. He also has a single and a ground out. That one struck well into the left field corner. It's going to get down. Wesley Galloway chases it all the way out the wall. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. 3 runs will score for Isaiah Verrett on the bases clearing double. So the number 9 hitter Verrett clears the bases with a double down the left field line.
Right next to the plate, shortstop.
Yeah, this inning has definitely exploded for the Falcons. And, you know, the 7th inning kind of used to be, at least before this game, was kind of like the Achilles heel, like I've mentioned before, where it's the opposite, where the other team explodes and they don't have a chance to catch up. And now it seems like the other way around. So thankfully for the Falcons, they seem to reverse that effect.
Yeah, give a big credit for Caparelli, only facing 5 batters in that 7th inning. That's given the Falcons a lot of trouble in the year and holding them to no runs in that 7th inning. And that allows the offense to get out there and add 3 more runs for Caparelli as Corral looks at another ball, 2-0.
Yeah, Aaron Corral, who honestly, you can say that about everyone. I was going to say man of the hour, but you can say that about Roberto Diaz. You can say that about Isaiah Verrett, who has a great inning now. You can say that about Nate Gutierrez.
Yeah, when your offense is clicking for 17 runs, it's never one guy.
Yeah.
One guy's not driving in 17 runs. So
that'd be
it's
cool to see, though.
Yeah. It's a collective effort, though. Corral, Diaz, and Verrett combined have 12 RBIs, though, as Corral hits that into left field. Galloway charges and makes the play for out number 1. So Wilson gets his first batter here in the bottom of the 7th inning. That will do up Roberto Diaz.
Roberto Diaz.
Diaz went deep his last at-bat with that 3-run jack. He also has a single and a triple, 5 RBIs. Diaz looks at that pitch for a strike, 0-1.
Roberto Diaz, 3 for 4, single, triple, home run, 5 RBIs, and a walk.
Yep, he just needs one more type of hit to complete a certain feat in baseball.
He needs to do something else.
Yes. Try not to jinx him. I tend to do that a lot. 1-1.
I'm actually a good luck charm for everyone, so I'm not going to jinx anyone.
So this
but
is
I'm not going to say it.
So this is a 1-1 count with 1 out. Is that like aces wild instead of like deuces wild?
So I found out a new thing that the players do. They do this like arrow thing where they like go behind their back, get an arrow, and then like they pretend to shoot it when it's a full count. But I forgot if it's 2 outs and what's the situation. But I saw them do it a lot when I was on camera the other game, and I asked Connor Caparelli and Bobby Meadows, and they both confirmed it is indeed 4 full count. We should do another thing for a 1-1-1 for any team.
Yeah.
Tap your toes. And do jazz fingers. I don't know.
Jazz hands?
Yeah.
Well, it is a 2-2 count with 1 out, runner at second in Verrett. That one struck well, but it will drift foul out of play.
Do you think we've earned the right to call him Bert yet?
I don't know. I feel like that's too familiar, you know?
Yeah. I want it so badly because I hear his teammates and some people in the stands, but I'm like, I don't know him enough to say this. So I'll stick to Roberto.
That one hit well down the right field line, but that will be foul into the Contra Costa bullpen. Brett will turn back and jog back to second base. So he's inching closer down that right field line. First one was out of play. This one bounces into the bullpen.
Definitely trying to pull that ball now.
2-2 pitch. Struck well into shallow left center and dropped by Galloway.
I want to say the wind had an effect on that. It has picked up significantly. It looks like it's pushing towards center field.
Yeah, and that's kind of that in-between ball where Penland, it's a little too far back for him to drop back and make that play. So it's really up to the left fielder or the center fielder, whoever has the best angle. Galloway got a lot of glove on that one, but Diaz able to reach. So 2 runners on for Nate Gutierrez. He has 2 hits, a single and a double. He also walked and reached on an error. He has 2 runs scored from that 3-hole. 2 for 4. This 1-0 pitch is taken high, 2-0. Looks like the wind has shifted as it's blowing from center to right now. That's definitely something that's going to play into the swing of Gutierrez should he lift this one into the outfield. That one taken for a strike, though. 2-1.
You know, as a person that's just sitting and watching, I definitely like the breeze. It's better than just having nothing, and you can feel the humidity and just the heat. But I can see why.
That one hit off the end of the bat, and it's going to fall into shallow center field. Verrett will score. The throw over to third base side. Diaz safe. He is going to advance on home on the errant throw. Gutierrez over to second. Falcons lead 19-11.
Just like that, 19-11. Once upon a time, it was 6-1.
Catcher number.
Once upon a time, it was 1-0.
Jared.
Or
that
1-1.
lasted literally like 2 seconds.
It was 1-1.
Brian, that was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're bringing that up. It's actually a minute till 5:30. It's actually 5:30 right now. I lied.
So 3 hours on the dot as Jared Denning digs into the batter's box here in the bottom of the 7th. Runner at second in Nate Gutierrez as that pitch is taken for a strike.
And we still have a ton of baseball to play because not only is it the bottom of the 7th, but it's 1 away. So just a lot of more baseball to go.
Yeah. About 3 half innings left, plus the next 2 outs here. As the count is even 1-1. Dylan Wilson still out there. He's been hit around since he's been brought into the game in the bottom of the 6th. Denning took a healthy rip at that one, but missed 1-2. Yeah, this is the type of ball game where Denning can definitely grip it and rip it with an 8-run ball game.
I think that's what Denny's thinking about. Well, not on that pitch, though.
Just a bit outside as Gutierrez will advance over to third.
What's that one guy that used to do that?
Bob Euchre.
There you go.
You got to give tribute when it's a ball missed that badly.
Just a tad outside, just a tad up. Is there a certain guy in the majors or that you grew up with that you kind of emulate your play-by-play / color, or you just look up to?
Not really. I'm kind of contrarian in that. Like, I don't really model myself after. I feel like everybody's an individual, and you just have to find your individual voice. That's kind of my philosophy. But there's guys that I liked. Like, the voice of baseball growing up for me was John Miller on Sunday Night Baseball with Joe Miller.
So
Joe
blessed
Morgan.
that he's with the Giants.
Yeah, and I had no idea he was a local commentator with the Giants until probably 2010-ish, once he left Sunday Night Baseball. So I was happy to hear that he was still around as that pitch is taken outside 3-2. For other sports,
you know what, real quick, follow John Miller on Instagram because he does this little selfie thingy where he just records himself talking about like what happened in the game, like a selfie recap.
That one hit well, but foul.
And it's just it's the best thing in the world because he's just so smooth, and he just talks about he went on a trip with his wife to like Italy or something. He did a recap of it. It was just, I love John Miller. Oh my God.
Yeah, the missed call of Hunter Pence's home run, where he's like, home run by Buster Posey's
Stop.
good friend, Hunter Pence.
And he does the adios pelota.
Yeah, and that one misses as Gutierrez will score as Denning takes that walk. So an even 20 for the Falcons.
Up to bat.
That's why even though the Giants, I feel like it's going to be a long season, I'm blessed to have Dwayne Kuiper and Mike Kruko, and then on the radio side when I'm like driving home from work or whatever, I have Dave Fleming, who also does
he's
ESPN
a
baseball.
lot of ESPN opportunities.
He's really good. I'm biased.
Yeah, he's solid. I feel like he has such a stereotypical broadcaster. He has a broadcaster, like it's so heavily broadcastery that it kind of gets on my nerves. Where he talks like John Shambi like a lot. Like if you put them together in a booth, I couldn't pick out who was who. But he's super polished, that's for sure.
They do the on CSN Bay Area when the Giants win or lose, all the broadcasters come together in a room and they just talk about it. And sometimes I close my eyes, I'm like, okay, he definitely does have like a like a stereotypical radio voice.
Yeah.
Who's your guys for the Red Sox?
Oh, I have no clue. I don't watch Nesson. Sorry, Nesson's a little obnoxious. You know, I love the Red Sox. There's some things about the Red Sox I don't love.
Ooh, what?
I mean,
spill the tea.
Like, our fan base is really obnoxious. Like, I love our fan base, but like,
Giants
it can be super obnoxious sometimes. Like, Boston's a city that's very homeristic, you know, and I'm not.
But then that's like the Yankees too. They're every time you say anything about the Yankees, 27 rings, bro.
Yeah.
20, okay, but we're talking about.
And I like to have perspective, you know.
Yeah.
Like I have my team, but I don't try to go overboard. So like, I like it more when they're on like national TV where there's not as much of a bias.
I actually don't like when the Giants play because they played ESPN on home opener on I believe it was Thursday was home opener, and then they played yesterday.
Sunday, yeah.
And it was just real. I don't like that pressure on them because they never live up to it, and everyone sees them, and I'm just like, no.
How do you like A-Rod?
Oh my! I would die for A-Rod. I would die for him. He's so funny. I love him. I haven't really sat down and listened to him really do the game. I love Jessica Mendoza. People just honestly, I'm gonna go on my soapbox real quick. I know we have baseball to talk about. 1-0 count to Problinski, 1 out here. 20-11, the Falcons are leading. The pitch is in the dirt and gets away, so everyone moves up a base. I'm gonna go on my soapbox, but if it's a female in the broadcasting booth, like me, for instance, I feel like people already are hesitant because they're just like, oh, it's a girl. A, she doesn't know about baseball. B, they're only doing this because it's going to be just, oh, it's just a girl. Let's throw her in. Or C, she only thinks the players are cute.
Yeah.
So it's just, that's what Jessica Mendoza gets. I look on her comments on social medias and it's always like, you suck. You're this. But she knows what she's talking about. People just don't like her because she's a female.
Yeah, it's inherently sexist. But
yep. I like her. Matt Vasgersian's amazing too.
But, you know, her introduction is important for people to change their minds because it's really hasn't been done. The first person is always going to get the flag.
Yep.
So her breaking that barrier, I think, is super important for women commentators everywhere because she does have a pedigree. She's one of the best softball players like ever.
Everyone wants to talk about Jenny
Finch,
but
she's on that team, like those national teams as well. Jessica Mendoza. She's a player, you know. She
knows what she's talking. At the end of the day, she knows what she's talking about. She has the dirt on her cleats to prove it. And then you can't go wrong to round off the booth with Matt Vasgersian, who I'm so sad he's leaving MLB Central. It's my favorite show, but I'm glad that at least I get to hear him more often.
You know, and that was an interesting thing too. I thought of A-Rod's negotiations to be the voice of Sunday Night Baseball. He wanted Matt Vasgersian as his play-by-play. Like that
I didn't know that was the deal.
That was part of it. It was he wanted to do games with Matt because of how smooth he was. As that floater, nice diving grab from Galloway. Tagging and scoring is Denning, but what a play in left from Galloway.
That was a fantastic Superman layout by Galloway, like you said. Just laid out, and thankfully he made the catch because had that gone away, it would have everyone's run around the bases.
And we'll watch the play on the replay with Problinski, that high fly ball. You can see Galloway charging in from shallow left and making that diving catch. Denning did a great job of scoring on that from third base. So it's 21-11. As Cody Gregory steps up for the second time, he smacks that into left. Deep, Galloway is back, and he is at the wall and will make the catch crashing into the left field wall. Oh, he dropped it. And so Gregory will stand up safely into second.
I feel like the impact on the wall made him drop it because he did have it in his glove.
Yeah, I definitely took that for granted. If we could get a replay on that one so I can see what actually happened. Gregory did a great job of putting a charge into that one. Galloway tried to make a play over in the warning track, but that impact at the wall looked like it knocked the ball out of the glove of Galloway. And Krebs scores on that one.
You know, just to go back a little bit to Problinski, what I saw was something that I like was with his finish. He kind of looked like Ken Griffey, where he had the bat right behind him, and I just like the kind of pimp. I like how everyone has their own little individual thing that they do. But not to put the pressure on him, I'm not comparing him to Ken Griffey.
That one chopped foul by Dotson. Yeah, there's not many players who can have a swing as pretty as Ken Griffey Jr.
God. Who do you think has the best swing right now in baseball? Because I think it's between Lindor and Harper.
I really like Bellinger's swing, honestly.
I'm not a hater because it's the Dodgers, I swear, but it's just for a lefty, I don't know. I like Harper's better.
I kind of dig the uppercut swing. And I think it just looks really nice because it makes a nice little swoop, you know. Yeah, I'm just partial to Bellinger's swing, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, if I was the Red Sox, I would love to have him as my first baseman instead of Mitch Moreland.
And I would love for him to go to the Red Sox too.
That one hit well by Dawson. Another diving play by Galloway. Have yourself a half inning as he makes 2 stunning putouts to end this bottom of the second. But the Falcons explode for 8 runs in this 7th inning as we head to the top of the 8th. So as it seems in baseball, when you make stellar plays defensively, you're usually going to be hitting in the next half inning. So Wesley Galloway will take that pitch outside for a ball.
I just love how that happens, where you make an amazing play and then you lead off the next inning.
Yes, that baseball karma usually works out for you, but this one is going to fly into shallow right field. Krebs in, but Verrett will call him off and make the play for out number 1. Good communication from both outfielders. Verrett running so fast, he knocked his lid off. So with 1 out, Justin Summers, the leadoff man, will be batting.
Number 2.
Last at bat, he had an RBI sac fly. He has 2 RBIs today, 2 runs scored, a single, a triple, and a walk. So that sac fly was his only time recording an out. No official outs, though, on his scorecard. So he's actually 2 for 2 as he looks at a first pitch for a ball. Alex Clothier, the lefty for the Falcons, is still warming up in the bullpen should Caprelli reach any sort of trouble. As Summers looks at another ball, 2-0.
Yeah, really good to see Caparelli still on the mound. Good job for Slampa to not touch the bullpen and just kind of give them a rest. And to see that he has that trust in Caparelli. And like you said, he had like that shaky inning, but he bounced back really good, or excuse me, really well, and has proven himself to be out in the 8th inning.
As that 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Yeah, Caparelli's had a couple of clean innings in the 5th and the 7th coming out of the bullpen. He gave up 1 in the 6th. So a strong outing as that one is chopped foul. For a full count. So 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Full count. On deck is London Penland, the shortstop. As Caparelli steps off the mound. Looks like something got in his eye.
It is really windy. I'm going to be surprised.
So Caparelli set, full count, and the pitch. That one hits him So that hit Summers. So he reaches yet again for the 4th time this afternoon.
At this point, they're just like, just take your base. We know you're going to get on anyway. He's just been phenomenal today. Just to see him, too, on the base paths, seeing him, his at-bats, how he's worked the count back his way. Just a great game by him.
And so Salampa will go to the bullpen with Alex Clothier. He had been warming up for a couple innings, so he should be good to go. As Caparelli hands the ball to the skipper as we make the change.
It was good. Great job for Caparelli, though, like we said, to come and relieve Nate Gutierrez. Like I said, he had had some bumps in the road, but settled down fantastic. And now it's up to say it again?
Clothier.
Clothier. And I need to say like 6 times before I actually get it down.
Yeah, and for the freshman lefty, he has 6 appearances coming in, so this will be his 7th. He's actually started a game, but he is 0 for 1. 14 and a third innings pitched, 25 hits allowed, 4 walks, 15 earned runs in 14 innings. That's a 9.42 ERA. And he has 6 strikeouts to only 4 walks. So it seems like he's more of a control guy. Definitely 4 walks in 14 innings is a great ratio for a relief pitcher. Not to get base runners on for free, but it's a matter of just putting guys out that 25 hits in 14 innings. Definitely wants to improve upon that.
I mean, right now, there's only 1 runner on. I'm going to say a 22-11 lead is a little bit comfortable, that he doesn't really have to stress out that much.
Yeah.
So like you said, I feel like this start right now is more of a kind of improving your numbers in a sense.
And so Clothier is going to take his warm-up tosses as we are here in the top of the 8th.
15 minutes away from 6. I mean, I know it's almost 3.5 hours, but it doesn't feel like that for some reason. I mean, right now it feels like that because we don't have music. It's a pitching change. But for me, at least, it doesn't feel like 3.5 hours.
And it's been quite an exciting game with a lot of lead changes, but the Falcons really putting it on in the last 3 innings offensively as Clothier misses with a ball. The Falcons have scored, 8 in the 7th, 3 in the 6th, and 4 in the 5th. So with my math skills, that's I think that's 15 runs in the last 3 innings. So 1-1 count to London Penland, the shortstop.
I mean, you've been here since 1, though, right, for packing?
Yeah,
up?
1. It was supposed to be 12:30 apparently.
Oh,
so
nice.
I mistakenly told our crew to be here a little later than they were supposed to be. My bad, Puff.
I'm sorry to throw you under the bus,
yeah.
too. I was just trying to emphasize the fact that you've been here because I got here at around 2-ish. So I was like, I have you have an hour on top of me.
Krebs is under that as Penland flies out to the right fielder. But, we got everything set up in time, I know. I was the source of the misinformation.
I did get a text from Anthony last night saying, yeah, we pack up at 1.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. And then
that came from me, yeah.
We're here.
Yeah. We're so efficient these days that we can set up pretty quickly. So
especially under stress, I think we're...
Yeah. So Jared Jackson looks at a first pitch ball. There you get a look at the stat line. 2 singles, 2 RBIs for the third baseman. He's also walked. 1-1 count. That one misses inside. 2-1. I don't expect Summers to really test Clothier on the base paths just because of the 11-run ball game. It's kind of unwritten rule. Don't really expect a lot of stolen bases in this type of games.
My God. Today is just everything that... You're bringing up everything that I hate. I hate unwritten rules. All right, I'm about to get my soapbox real quick. Justin Verlander really pissed me off that one game where someone bunted on him 7th inning. I don't know who. Gerard Dyson from the Royals. I think it was actually the 8th inning. Nonetheless, he bunted as he swings and misses, so 3-2 the count. And he just went on a rampage afterwards, told every reporter, like, oh, that is so disrespectful. How do you bunt? It's an unwritten rule. Okay, you said it yourself, unwritten. It's not in the rule books that you can't bunt. And at the end of the day, I don't like that, but at the end of the day, you have baseball to win. So if it's going to improve your team, it's going to help you as a person and as a team member, do it.
The only situation where I disagree with that is when there's a no-hitter and it's like a 10-run ball game. Then you're legitimately just trying to just put up a stat for no reason. Like, you can't get a hit off the guy, so you have to bunt single.
So that I actually do 100% agree with when it's something like that. Even if it's like the 8th, 9th inning and you're up significantly, I'm like, okay, why are you bunting? That's annoying. But I think it was Verlander, 7th, 8th inning, and you were down by 1 or 2.
Yeah,
and Dyson is fast.
You need to get on,
And
that's not Bush League to try to get on through a bunt. That one lifted into center. Verrett is back. He's underneath it, over the shoulder catch as he retires Jamison for 3rd and final out. We will head to the bottom of the 8th. Do it for the Falcons is Verrett, Corral, and Diaz.
If you are interested in a career in sports broadcasting, whether you're commentating a live game,
or hosting your own TV show,
or working behind the scenes, then this is the class for you.
For more information, contact Greg Poff, that's me, at solano.edu.
We hope to see you here next semester, and remember,
it's more than just sports, it's an education.
So Falcons due up is the number 9 hitter Isaiah Verrett. Then back to the top of the order with Corral and Diaz. Dylan Wilson, the relief pitcher, still out on the mound for the Comets. Verrett has 2 hits this afternoon, a single and a double, also 3 RBIs, and that one hits him right on the leg. Second time he's been hit by a pitch. His first at-bat, he was hit by a pitch, and he also walked. So 5 times on base for Verrett out of 6 plate appearances.
Up to bat, shortstop, number 10, Aaron Corral.
So that brings up Aaron Corral, who has 4 RBIs, 2 triples this afternoon as Wilson misses high for ball 1. With the speedy Verrett, should Corral find yet another gap. He should pick up another RBI. Corral also has 4 runs scored, which is tied for the best in this game with Roberto Diaz, who also has 4 runs scored. An interesting stat is that Corral was the only man not to score in the 7th inning. The 2 through 9 hitters all scored the last half inning. That one hit sharply to the second baseman. Hits it over to Penland for 1. Corral cannot beat that one out, so 4-6-3 double play as Wilson induces the ground ball double play to get 2 outs.
Up to bat, second baseman, number 5, Roberto.
So with 2 outs now, Roberto Diaz is up. He has 5 RBIs. He's a double away from the cycle. Single, triple, homer. Reached on an error his last time, and he has walked. He's also grounded to the first baseman for 3 unassisted in his 6 plate appearances. This is his 7th plate appearance. That one taken, missed inside 1-1. That one chopped foul, 1-2. On deck is Nate Gutierrez. Actually, it's going to be a pinch hitter, Tyler Pearsall, it looks like. Swung on and missed. So that'll do it for the bottom of the 8th. Wilson gets out of it with a double play and a strikeout. We will head to the top of the 9th, where the Comets do up Burdox, Gaskin, and Winston. Top of the 9th with Alex Clothier looking to close this one out, as there's a couple defensive changes for the Falcons. Gabe Caravantes taking over for Jared Denning behind the dish at catcher, and Justin Brown over in left taking over for Cody Gregory, as Max Burdox swings and misses at that first pitch for a strike. Burdox is 2 for 4, 2 singles, an RBI, and a run scored. Clothier's pitch misses outside, evens the count 1-1. Breeze picking up a little bit here in the top of the 9th inning. That one is in there for a strike, 1-2. Comets face this huge deficit of 11 runs as Burdox fouls that one back out of play. Only way Contra Costa can really get back into this is one batter at a time. Can't get ahead of themselves and try to get too aggressive and swing for the home run. They really need a rally for a huge inning if they have any hopes of coming back in this one. But Clothier with his 2-2 pitch misses low, full count. Clothier just needs to trade outs for runs should that happen, as he walks the leadoff batter, Burdox. Not the start that Clothier wanted. Doesn't want base runners to start any sort of rally.
Up to the plate, number 9.
That'll bring up Andrew Gaskin. He's got some pop in his bat. We saw that with a deep 2-run home run that bounced off the top of the Solano clubhouse. He also had a double for an RBI, so 3 RBIs for the right fielder as he looks at a first pitch strike. Clothier shakes off Caravantes. Now gets the pitch he wants. That one popped high into center. Verrett drifting in, puts it away for out number 1. So Gaskin got too far underneath that swing, popped it up into shallow center for Verrett. Brings up Tyler Winston, the catcher. Winston 0 for 4, reached on an error and run. He also lined out and flew out. He also struck out. 0 for 4 with that run scored. Clothier, check swing. He did go around, did Winston. Clothier jumps ahead in the count 0-1. Runner at first in Max Burdocks, the DH. Winston gets out of the way of that one. 1-1. That one misses again. 2-1. That one in there for striking is the count 2-2. So Clothier has a pitch to play with to try to put away Winston. Try to get potentially a game-ending double play out of this next pitch. That one hit into shallow left in front of Justin Brown. So Winston with a 1-out knock. Advances Burdocks over to second.
Up to the plate, number 25, Tyler Brown.
So Tyler Brown, the first baseman up, has a double, strikeout, ground out, and a pop out. That big sweeping curve in there misses for a ball. So after a meeting at the mound with Clothier, Corral goes back to his defensive position. Brown lifts that one into deep left center, or deep into left. Brown is underneath it. He puts it away for out number 2. So that's 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. 2 runners on.
Up to bat, number 24.
So last chance is Wesley Galloway. Clothier will have the advantage here with a lefty-lefty matchup. Galloway has reached on an error and walked. He has 2 runs scored. He looks at that pitch for a strike. He also has a sac bunt. He's made 2 stellar catches out in left field for the Comets. So defensively, very strong game. Clothier's breaking ball, nice block by Caravantes behind the dish. 1-1. So 1 out away from a series sweep for the Falcons. 2 weeks ago, the Falcons picked up a win here at home and at Contra Costa. They're going for their 2nd series win in a row after they defeated Yuba 2-1 last week. Contra Costa yet to win a conference game as they came into this game 0-8. It looks like their winless drought in conference play will continue. This count is now 2-2, down to the last strike for the Comets. Burdocks and Winston, runners at first and second. That one misses, full count. So runners will be going, 2 out, full count. Clothier is set. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and that will end the ball game. Wesley Galloway goes down swinging, and the Falcons will pick up this win 22-11. And so, like I mentioned, Falcons pick up their 6th win in conference play. Series sweep over Contra Costa, winning this series 3-0. A really impressive outing from their offense, scoring 22 runs. Their big inning was the 7th, where they scored 8 runs, coming back from a deficit from the Comets after the Comets rallied from 4 runs down to take a 3-run lead. But the Falcons offense was just very dominant. And when we come back...
Hi, I'm Dr. Celia Esposito-Noy. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Thanks, Brian. I'm actually here with Roberto Diaz, the best spy player of the game. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you actually hit a 3-run home run. What was going through your mind when you were rounding second?
Well, I never hit home runs, so I was just running, just sprinting, and then when I saw I go over the fence, I was just running. Then I started slowing down, and I just started smiling.
Yeah, I kind of noticed when you were running first, you were sprinting, and then you realized when you went over the fence, you're like, okay, I think I could go on my trot now.
Yeah, that's how it was.
Are you going to aim for hitting more home runs? Are you going to be more of a power hitter now?
No, just line drives, hitter.
Line drives, yeah. And you actually moved from shortstop to second. What's that transition been like?
I mean, that was the coach's decision, but like it's fine. It's like shortstop on the other side.
Yeah, I actually noticed you still do those shortstop shenanigans where you tap your glove and you try to get the runner on second looking in a sense. So you still have that shortstop mentality, right?
Yeah, just trying to keep him close.
And then how has it been the transition from going from not only the hitting second to hitting 9, but hitting 9 to hitting second again? What's that transition been like?
I mean, I got the day off yesterday, but now it's just he put me in the 2 spot, so I just had to just go out there and hit.
I know, and you had a great day. You were 3 for 6. What are you gonna put into the next series coming off this series sweep?
We just gotta keep hitting. Just keep hitting. That's how it is.
All right. Thank you, Roberto, for being here. The Falcons beat the Comets 22-11. I'll see you guys next time.